It's time to put on a suit and roll out the carpet. Crank up the tube and gather near. It's the best time of the year, so keep your dial right here. It's me and you and me again at the Sueys. The greatest of laughs, mistakes, and best revelations. And so much more. Brought to you by the greatest beer. It's the best time of the year, so keep your dial right here. It's me and you and me again at the Sueys. And every day you're gonna go to a website to vote on the sounds that brought you cheer. 'Cause it's the best time of the year, so keep your dial right here. It's me and you, it's me again and it's you. It's me and you and me again at the Sueys. That kind of thing.
Best 2 weeks of the summer, according to Tony, although I don't think it's because the Sueys are here.
No, Dano, we're in the thick of it right now. Draft season, fantasy football draft season. You get all your boys together. You're hanging out. You're seeing who's putting what sticker on the wall, Dan. It also coincides with the worst time of the year. And I'm sorry to report, Little League World Series sucks. Sucks.
Greg, quit grabbing at the microphone in a noisy, ham-handed fashion, please. I know that you're done with your job once you've done your singing, and you feel like you've accomplished all that needs to be accomplished.
Yep.
But we've got a whole nother 3 hours after your big number.
Is that right?
If you could stay with us.
You changed that shirt fast.
I mean, he's getting good at this. Outfit change mid-performance. You are just who are you?
Thank you.
Yeah.
You should have seen him practicing that yesterday and just eating more and more bacon. His cholesterol went to a dangerous place just with the amount of bacon he was throwing over his shoulder.
Yeah, the bacon here is top notch. You know, I mean, I'm not sure if it's Hormel smokehouse bacon, but it is top notch.
It's not necessary for you to do that. You to proclaim your ignorance while not knowing whether it's sponsored or not is not necessary.
We were just telling Zaz that every run through Greg did yesterday, he did the bacon toss to perfect it. So every single time he took one bite of bacon and then threw it on the floor behind him. And there was a lot of rehearsals.
Yeah, well,
yesterday.
him and Stugotz are the only ones I've seen who just go over to the bacon tray and don't get a plate, don't get a napkin, don't get tongs, just do it always with their sausage finger.
No, bacon's a go-to food that you pick up with your fingers and eat.
Yes. Not in a group, though, I don't think.
You got to be precise, though. It's just that one bacon you're grabbing, you got to make sure that it's just the one.
That's the only one I touch.
Yeah, there's a trust factor. You know, if you're going to do that, everyone's trusting you that you're not going to touch the other pieces that you're not eating.
Right. It's like picking a potato chip out of a crowded chip bowl. You know, you have to just touch the one you eat. But I can't tell you what a crime it was for me to have to take one bite of that bacon and throw the rest away. Wow. To waste good bacon is really a strong misdemeanor. On the criminal arc of life.
Put it on the poll. Is to waste bacon a strong misdemeanor on the arc of life?
Did you ever update us on what you did with all that bacon that was sent to you in the giant cooler that we thought was way too much? You're like, I'm going to go through this very quickly.
That's the bacon he just referenced by brand.
But did you eat it? Did you bake it all?
No, he said he was going to eat it all in a month, and I'm sure he hasn't even put a dent in it.
Still in his fridge. He's given some away, but there's still a shit ton of it in his fridge.
There were 4 big packages. Each one had to weigh like 20 pounds.
I don't think so.
And 2 of them are gone. 2 of them remain.
I think so, Billy. I think he was
20
right.
pounds
I tried to hold it over my head, and it felt like I was doing a kettlebell workout.
Well, you know.
80 pounds of bacon.
I don't know, Billy.
You're
Go
not
ahead.
what you
Expound.
used to be, you know.
Yeah, expound.
We all get older.
Raw bacon is heavy.
Yeah.
You know, when it's cooked, it's lightweight.
Claims he has 80 pounds of bacon.
Yes, correct.
I think
what you held over your head looked like a 20-pound
I
plate.
think I agree with them. I think it was 80 pounds of bacon. As someone who would be familiar with what it is to hold 80 pounds of bacon, I feel like you should
Sunday morning.
You should defer to my expertise on this. But I got to get to why it is that Zaz is mad at Billy. And I've been thinking about Billy this morning because Jason Sanders is hurt. And now anything that happens with the Dolphin kicker, I think of Billy first and foremost. And I cannot be alone in that regard because of how much Billy dislikes Jason Sanders. But you just heard Tony say that this is the best time of the year, that he loves these 2 weeks, and there is a lot of enthusiasm for the buildup of football. Football closes off its preseason and gives you 2 full weeks after a slow time of here it comes. What pissed you off from Billy yesterday, Zaz?
Well, I'm watching the show yesterday because if I'm not here, I want to make sure I keep up with it. I want to make sure I still feel included. So I'm watching the show yesterday, and Billy has this half-cocked idea of we need a break in the middle of football season.
Idea.
We need a fan break. So you're telling me that Monday through Saturday is not enough to get done what you need done in your life? That you need an actual week off from the thing that we all love? You want us to not do for a week the thing that we all love, the games, the gambling, the fantasy football. You're like, nah, you know what? I could do without it this week. Because somehow I can't get done what I need to get done between Monday through Saturday. You're off your rocker.
How dare you? Number one. If anyone's on their rocker here, it's me. I'm on my rocker, sir. Just so you know. There's nothing wrong with taking a little break. Ever heard of spring break?
Yeah, you're taking a break from the thing that you hate, school.
Ever heard of summer break?
Yeah, you're taking a break from the thing you hate.
Ever heard of winter break?
You're nuts.
Yeah.
Ever heard of recess on a playground
Thank you,
in the middle
Greg.
of a school
Ever
day?
heard of a nap break?
Yeah, recess is doing something fun away from the thing that's not fun. Right. Did I just learn that Billy hates football?
No, you're not going to put words in my mouth here. Okay, ever heard of fast break, the candy? Ever heard of breaks in general? You've never brakes on a car? Brakes are good things.
Yes.
Zaz.
Ever heard of breakdancing?
Thank you, Greg. So that you enjoy the things that you enjoy more. What's one of the biggest problems with football? What's one of the biggest problems?
I don't think there's any. I think that's
injuries,
not
concussions.
Yes.
Are those not problems? CTE, are you a fan?
So you're
you
telling
like
me
CTE?
Don't put words in my mouth.
My name's Zazo. I love brain injuries. I love people living shorter lives. I love CTE.
Don't put words in my mouth.
That's what you said, not me.
So
you're their rocker.
So you're telling me that in the middle of the NFL season,
yeah,
you're saying to yourself, "Oh, I'm having such a great time today watching football.
Pace myself.
I'm winning all my bets with DraftKings. I'm doing all my fantasy football. I'm winning games there. But you know what I would like? I would like to not have this fun experience next week.
Pace yourself. You go out drinking. You're a lush. We all know it. You go out drinking.
What is this character?
You get a little ahead of yourself. You drink too much. You end up throwing up all over your face. You have to call your bully kids to come drive you home.
How do you throw up on your face? Do you understand how gravity works?
All over your chin, right here. All over that puss over there. That's what you do. It says face. That's what you call face. Yeah.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Over under 100 years old, people arguing who say pipe down and you're off your rocker. Because the two of you just had an argument that felt like old people on a porch or in a nursing home throwing tapioca.
It's not the way I wanted to start the day.
Shut up. You came in looking for that fight and you blindsided me. You didn't even come and lay it down like a man. Say, hey, I have a bone to pick with you.
I'm not looking for a fight.
I have a qualm of sorts.
But if I hear a crazy person want to ruin everybody else's fun, I got to stand up for everybody.
I'm trying to prolong the fun.
If you know one thing about me, you know I stand up for people.
I know that.
So Billy is making advocacy here for being a...
I just want to go to Disney World for a weekend and not miss any games. Is that such a crime?
What happened Monday through Saturday?
What?
What?
What happened on Monday through Saturday? I have a job. I can just leave all my responsibilities behind. My kids go to school. My kids aren't school skippers like your kids, okay? They have to be there. They have to learn their A's, their B's, their C's, their D's, their E's,
maybe
their
I live in a
F's,
house
their G's,
of
their H's.
learned people.
Yeah, maybe. What are you doing there?
Greg, your glasses are fogged up.
I know. That's because I'm so much on Team Billy here. That,
Thank you, Greg.
What a shock.
No, because, Zaz has never heard of the
lunatic.
phrase "absence makes the heart grow fonder."
Exactly
If you
right.
have what amounts to a half,
He learned that. His wife dumped him, remember?
Yeah, that's right. That's
That is
correct.
such a low blow. I don't even know what to do with that.
What did you think of that little break? You came back stronger than ever.
I hated the break. What are you talking about? The break from my wife, then she was my girlfriend. The break from my wife was like the worst 2 months of my life.
Yeah, Breaking Bad.
Made you love her more.
Yeah, I wasn't Breaking Bad. Do you know what Breaking Bad means?
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah.
Another example of a break serving us all well.
Not what it means at all.
Yeah, sure it is. That kind of thing.
Absence, thank you. Good timing on that. Yeah. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Abstinence also makes the heart grow fonder. Billy is sitting here and he is saying to you that he's somebody who likes, because he mentioned that he would be on top for some reason. I don't know how that happened.
Because he has a thing where his delinquent children have to knock him to the ground. So I would be on top of him. I would knock him down.
What you meant.
Boom! You know?
Zaz, Avery Johnson, the Kansas State quarterback, his father stole your move.
Oh my God, that was terrible. I was shocked watching that. I was shocked that they would so blatantly take my gimmick. I mean, that's what we got going on. Do you think they heard us talking about it?
You are getting physical with your children. What is the age of the child that called you sugar tits the other day?
16.
16 years old. It is clear at that point, right? The people in our audience, I know they're playing with you with this, but nobody has the experience that you do with their 16-year-old where it's going to end up in a fight because your 16-year-old thinks of you as his older brother instead of his dad.
I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that. Is your older brother going to be able to put you down on the ground like it's nothing the way that your father can? I mean, you saw that video, Avery Johnson's father,
Well, I chased my brother into the street in tighty whities because he pulled a butter knife on me. I was about 43 or 44 years old. but the older brother does technically, it usually is somebody who could beat up the little brother. Is he not? What's happening in your household is not something I have had. It's not something I've seen with functional, loving people like I imagine that you and Tamara are.
Yeah, but it's not a regular occurrence, though. Like, he had an opportunity. Now he's got to wait 6 more months to try again. I mean, look, he's out of the house at 18 years old. So if you want to do the math, Dan, I don't know if you have your abacus with you over there, but if you want to do the math, 6 months, we're talking he's really got 4 opportunities before he's 18. One of them, check it off the list.
Can we fix this? I don't know what we're fighting about. Like, I don't need to be coming into a hostile work environment here.
We're fighting about a half-cocked idea that you had.
I said on the front end, this will not be well received by many. You, obviously, are a many. You are a sheep. I am Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Edison. I come up with ideas that others view as kooky at the time, and 100 years from now will be viewed as the norm and progress.
You're telling me you think taking a week off of the thing that everybody loves
Ever
is
heard
the
of
norm?
Thomas Edison?
Ederson?
No.
Never.
It's a
Read
fully
a
cocked
book.
idea. It's great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cocked and loaded.
Fully cocked.
Mm-hmm.
FC.
I'm coming for you guys. I'll tell you that right now.
Fully cocked.
FC.
FC. He's coming for
Greg
us.
Cote, FC.
He's coming.
Fully cocked and on top of me. That's what's being thrown at me.
It's really it's threatening. It's hostile. It's not appropriate in the workplace. It's not appropriate anymore in 2025.
Good luck finding who that is.
Foggy again?
I'm wearing a big wool jacket here. It's like
You look great.
Take the jacket off. You can take it off
Take
now.
the jacket off to reveal that that throw rug from the 1940s.
Is that the
Asia.
Samson
That's
collection?
a Samson. I was just going to make that joke. Yep, that is a definite Samson shirt.
Those buttons are bejeweled, and he is wearing the kind of
undershirt too. It's a move.
What is the material on that shirt? Is it rayon? Is it silk? What's the material?
Can it be felt?
Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I'll feel it. The Dolphins have gone into the discount bin. This is not good a couple of weeks before the season starts. Everyone is saying the Dolphins have the worst corners in the league. Just yesterday on our show, Greg Cote argued on behalf of the culture change that's in play because of merely Jalen Ramsey not being here anymore. So they have given a 1-year contract to Bills discard Rasul Douglas because they're panicked at the position. What could possibly go wrong against the Bills if you don't have cornerbacks? Nothing, right? Like, they'll be fine. No pass rush as a bonus, right? Because their pass rushers are hurt too. So explain to me, Greg Cote, you're homerific. You're saying that the Dolphins plus 7.5, that number is too low for their season wins, and I just don't know how they're going to stop people if they can't cover them and they don't have a pass rush.
Well, the pass rushers are going to be back. Those aren't serious injuries, and they are going to have a great.
Whoa, wait! What do you mean? Those aren't serious injuries?
They are going to have a great front seven.
You think they've got Jalen Phillips isn't serious injuries? All he's had is serious injuries.
Yeah, but they are technically all supposed to be back.
Right.
Chubb, Phillips,
yeah.
And they got the second-year guy.
Right. And Matthew Judon is a great pickup at a reasonable price. He's smart. That's a smart pickup.
So wait a minute. What are you expecting?
Their linebacking is good. I think their defensive front seven is good enough to help mask the lack of secondary. And they have a great safety. And Rasul Douglas, he's a proven corner. He's what they don't have, which is veteran experience at cornerback.
All the good corners are free agents the whole offseason usually.
I did take a little flyer on Chop Robinson to lead the league in sacks.
That's a great pick. Chop Robinson is a rising star in this league.
Can you guys get me some metrics, please, on pass rush? Because I want to know where it is that Cote is coming up with the idea that the people who have been injured, who have provided them pass rush, that they're not going to get injured again when the last couple of seasons their edge rushers have gotten hurt.
Okay, that's the Tua argument, though. Because someone's been injured before, you're assuming they're going to be injured again.
But, Greg, that's a reasonable thing to do. Once one part of the body starts breaking down, all sorts of other parts of the body start making compensations.
But in Greg's defense, this is why they have lined up depth.
Yes.
And yes, these are guys, Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb. Like, these are guys that have dealt with injuries. But you have Chop Robinson. You bring in Matthew Judon, who on a passing down can get after the quarterback. He could probably do that into his 40s.
And Zach Sealer, they just extended one of the better defensive tackles in the league who has a lot of sacks. He's not just a run-stopping DT. He can get to the quarterback. Buffalo does not have a great offensive line. When you talk about how are they going to defend Josh Allen without great cornerbacks, it's because the pass rush will get to him.
Kenneth Grant's going to be really good.
I'm with my dad. Like, if you're seeing anything positive this offseason from the Dolphins, it's the front seven. Like, he's right about that.
And the other thing is, their first 8 games are easy, relatively speaking. At Buffalo, they're getting that one out of the way.
All 8 of those teams are looking at the Dolphins and saying that week is easy for them.
Indy's licking their chops.
Like, Greg, I think we did that last year too. The Dolphins' early part of their schedule,
right?
And it didn't go so hot.
Well, you know what? This team is capable of being 6-2 at the break, 5-3 at worst.
Worst?
Yeah, I think so.
Greg. You don't.
At worst, it could be really bad.
Stop being a homer, bro.
At worst, it could be really bad because the quarterback.
Last year, they started worse than that.
Okay, I've seen one of those over and under things. One of those high and low, best case, worst case scenarios.
Can you just? I don't know what that thing. Can you describe that thing to me?
What thing?
The over under thing. What is that?
Well, the over under on wins is 7.5, but ESPN does this thing where. What's the ceiling for this team, and what's the worst they can be? And for Miami, it's 6-11 at worst, and 11-6 at best.
Is it not that for every team?
No, it isn't actually. No, for New Orleans, I think it's 2-15 or something is the worst.
What are you guys doing when you're doing this and the Ringer just ranked all the defenses in the NFL this season and the Dolphins were 26th?
Ringer, what do they know?
Like, you don't have corners.
Yeah, but that's not the argument that he's making. I think he's conceding that they don't have corners, and hopefully their edge rushers can make the corners better.
Yes.
I mean, the way that you would hide the lack of cover corner is a tremendous pass rush. If you have a tremendous pass rush, I mean,
that's what I just said.
NFL player can
it is what you guys just said, and I would say if you've got the worst corners in the league, ain't a front that covers it. It doesn't exist.
I'll buck up against that. You don't notice that they're the worst corners in the league if your pass rushers are getting after it. Look, look at the college game. Miami's corners were exposed last year because the defensive line did not live up to the billing because of all the injuries and the fact that there was just a terrible DC.
You're not explaining anything, any of you aren't explaining anything that isn't understood, that the best thing to have in the league is a pass rush. You're more convinced that it's going to stay healthy than I am. You're more convinced that anything you've seen this preseason of any kind is indicative of anything. I think the Bears won all their preseason games last year.
It means nothing. And I've never suggested it does.
Well, you just did. You said it's look. Their front seven is the one positive everyone here has said that they have, and I don't trust their front seven to be able to cover worst in the league deficiencies at corner.
Okay, but I don't relate that to the preseason at all. They had their first unbeaten preseason since 1998. It means zero. It means nothing. But the pass rush is going to be good. I think the offense is going to be much better. I expect bounce-back years from Tyreek Hill and from Waddle. They have a pretty good running back room. They have a kid, the seventh rounder, who looked really good in the preseason. That's the one thing I judge the preseason for is the development of young players.
Stop being a homer, bro.
That's fine. I've been called worse than a homer.
Am I the only one who is really concerned about Tyreek Hill? I mean, we haven't seen him yet this preseason.
That's true.
And it doesn't seem like the quarterback is necessarily enthused with the wide receiver these days. And, Tyreek Hill, we saw what went down the end of last season. First sign of trouble, really in his career. Tyreek Hill. He's made the playoffs every year of his career before last year. And the first sign of adversity, we saw he quit in the game and then quit the team. They get off to a slow start this year. We feel good about the way Tyreek Hill's going to behave.
I would look. He had less than 1,000 yards last season, which in a 17-game season, a 1,000-yard season is no longer anything special at all. I expect him to be in that 1,500 range. I expect him to have a really good season.
I'll take the under on that.
I also will take the under.
There's no substitute for speed. The betting over/under.
Well, wait a minute. No, there's no substitute for speed. How about his diminished speed because he's in his 30s and he's not going to be faster than everyone else in the league going forward.
Well, diminished speed, I'll grant you, but it doesn't mean he's still not a fast wide receiver. Jalen Waddle is fast. Tua gets rid of the ball fast. They have a good running game.
What would it take to mute your enthusiasm before a season? Like, what would it actually take?
You know what? It would take them getting their ass kicked at a really bad Indianapolis team in the opener, okay? Now, the University, and maybe Mike would agree, maybe he wouldn't. The University of Miami can lose narrowly to Notre Dame, and nobody's giving up on the U. But if the Dolphins, to me, the Dolphins have very little faith. They've created very little buzz. They need to prove early on that they have a chance to be a decent team, and that means beating the Colts. The Colts are not very good.
I think the Colts won
Daniel
8 games
Jones
last
at quarterback.
I think they're okay. I think they're better of the AFC South teams if you look at them.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill's over/under, according to DraftKings on receiving yards for the season, is 975.5.
Wow. See, I would take that in a minute.
Can we find an under my dad would take for the Dolphins?
Not 7.5 wins.
Hiding under his desk when the season's over.
Let him be excited. This is the time of year where you get excited.
It's every year.
I just like a different surprise opinion from him 1 year on what the Dolphins are going to be.
I mean, that was informed. He had conviction. He bucked up against you on the front seven. He had his talking points. He goes to camp occasionally.
Occasionally.
There's nothing wrong with hope. Greg's been to camp more than all of us combined.
Have you been to camp this year?
Yeah,
Occasionally. Greg, is
I don't know.
Is the Miami Herald still doing those big football sports editions where you get a Dolphins
special
preview,
sections,
a college football preview,
7 football? You remember?
A statewide college
every
football.
year there would be 7 sections of just football, high school football,
high school
college football.
Where's Willie Williams going?
As a matter of fact, today when I get home from this show, I am finishing and filing for publication my annual NFL team rankings.
Wow.
1 through 32.
It's why my dad won't be in the rest of the week. I think we wanted him in one more time this week, and he's like, I got a lot of stuff to do.
Well, it's due today, but 3 times a week's a big ask.
So doing Friday was just, you just didn't
They'll
want
wait
to.
for you.
I'm such a big fan of you two. Those football editions, when I was a kid, it meant the world.
When does it come out? You file it today. When does it come out?
Well, it'll be online probably later today. I'm not sure when it prints.
Any sneak previews for
Dolphins
us?
are going to be
ranked,
number
yeah.
1,
Yeah,
right?
Dolphins.
They're going to be ranked number 1. They're going to be number 1 at favorite to win the
Dolphins,
Super Bowl.
better than you think.
The Dolphins will not be in my top 10. I can guarantee you
But the
that.
fact that they'll be in the top 15 is weird.
Will they be ranked high enough to be one of the top 7 teams in the AFC and make the playoffs? You never know. You're going to have to read what
I feel like I do know.
I do know. And Cody,
you don't.
I don't know why.
You don't know.
I would love to know if in Indianapolis there's an Indianapolis Greg Cote,
We
Bob
should get him on.
Kravitz, who's been a columnist for 50 years, who's doing a show today saying that the Colts, if the Colts don't beat the Dolphins, who are a very bad team, then the Colts season is doomed with Daniel Jones. I don't think the Colts look at the Dolphins and see a team that's much better than them. I think the Colts say they had Anthony Richards, a quarterback who had started all of 15 games in college, high school, and everywhere
What
else.
an arm, though, Dan.
Yeah,
What an arm.
Occasionally, a great throw. But look, Daniel Jones has won a playoff game. Tua, can you say that? I mean, Tua playing the playoff game, for heaven's sakes.
As of right now, Indianapolis is favored by 1.5. I want you to write this in stone. By kickoff on September 7th, the Dolphins will be favored in that game.
Wow.
Because there's going to be a lot of money that realizes how bad Indianapolis is and how under-regarded the Dolphins are. That line will flip. The Dolphins will be favored by 1 or 2 points on kickoff day. Hold me to that.
Can I just ask a question real quick, Greg? If your column is due today, why can't you come in the rest of the week, playa?
Friday, I believe, was the other day we wanted you.
You know, as a real journalist, Zaz, as someone who has...
Are you? I know you're looking at me, but you're talking to somebody else?
No, I'm talking to you. I have other responsibilities. I have other things I have to write.
Mm-hmm.
I have a column I have to write Wednesday. I have an interview with Mario Cristobal later in the week. For
Later
a
in the
column,
week, so that's probably Thursday.
for an advanced column on the biggest game in the history
Oh,
of
you're getting him
football.
again. We just got him like a week ago.
No, but now I'm getting them, fresh stuff, different questions.
Let the adults speak in this one.
Different
know?
long-winded questions.
No.
I know you're not talking to me.
I'm not talking about you. I was talking about his other interview. His other interview where, there are people interrupting, shenanigans, hijinks aplenty.
Yeah, there
not
were
letting Greg
hijinks.
get his questions out.
I know.
Yep.
Christopher interrupted me.
Mm-hmm.
But,
That's what I was alluding to.
it's all good. It's all
all
good. But
good.
the point is, 3 times, I do have a full-time job. So 3 times a week in here, as much as I'd love to, is just a tall ask.
Where did you get that shirt? Did someone get it for you, or did you go to a store? Was this an online purchase? Did you watch Modern Family one day and you said, that's me?
The shirt where you go in blind and then just pick stuff.
Where
did you go?
I've always liked Paisley. Not Brad Paisley. Not a huge fan of his.
No one
not
thought
bad.
that.
He's
Why
a
not?
Little underrated. But
Wait, he's underrated?
I've had
What
this
is your,
shirt a couple of years.
can we get a clarification on what your opinion is of Brad Paisley?
Yes, please.
We're confused. It seemed to be contradictory.
Not
What is
Brad
is he
Paisley.
underrated? Is he overrated? What is your status right now? Because it was confusing.
Yeah,
One
it
Paisley
was.
at a time.
Properly rated?
I just wanted to throw a Brad Paisley
No,
joke in there,
I know
to be
you
honest
did.
with you.
It's the Kornheiser move of
thank
get
you.
over 65 years old. Somebody says a word. Somebody says, I love that guy. Kevin Love.
Yeah,
It's-
that's a
it's-
good line.
yeah, it's-
Well done by you. You're learning, kid. Listen,
TJ Maxx?
we went. My wife talked me into going on a disco cruise a couple of years ago.
Swingers cruise.
Well, whatever you want to call it. And she said dress accordingly.
How you feeling about that microphone?
Talk
What do you
into
mean?
it.
I'm talking
All right.
into it.
So you went to buy a disco shirt. Where'd you buy the disco shirt?
I don't remember. Might have been Target. Might have been.
First of all, you didn't go. Mom got it for you.
She might have gotten me.
Yeah, of course she did.
Right. She might have. Now that
You have
mention it.
not shopped for clothes at a store in decades.
I bought a pair of walking shorts
Boom.
before
Walking
my
shorts.
Vancouver trip.
walking shorts.
Right.
Hell
They're
yeah.
so shorts.
So shorts.
No walking shorts. They don't get
That's
it.
what you call them. They're
It's-
walking
no,
shorts.
What do you think makes them walking
running
shorts?
I guess that
There are running-
that there are running
So
shorts.
not the opposite of a running short.
I think
They're dress
You got
shorts.
those sitting down shorts?
They're not cargo shorts. They're dress shorts.
Chris, I'm going to give you an assignment, okay? An assignment for content. I would love to go through your father's drawer
Oh my god.
because he's got to have underwear in there that are older than both of his sons.
this would be a good bit.
Like
No.
if you went through his, when you ask, I cannot imagine the last time this man purchased socks or underwear for himself.
I get underwear for Christmas every year. I ask for it on my list. Santa brings me underwear. And, I'm decades over the tighty whities. All I have now are boxers. Hanes, the the brand of choice, quite frankly.
Boxers or boxer briefs?
Boxers.
I believe, yeah, he goes
jail boxers?
He
Like
goes walking boxers.
Like the
Yeah,
cloth
walking.
ones?
He goes boxers, like
Yeah.
not the tight ones.
I have the best boxers since Ali.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Just say Jake Paul now in reference to good boxers, Greg.
Chris, do me the favor of just rummaging through some of your dad's drawers to see what kind of old stuff you can find in his house. What else is on your Christmas asks every year where you ask Erlene to make sure and just replenish things that you need that you don't know how to get on the internet?
I generally ask for a pair of blue jeans, a pair of black jeans.
Don't worry about the microphone.
You know, boxers, maybe a couple of dress
Why
socks.
wouldn't we want him in more? Why wouldn't we want him in more days a week?
It's a credit to how relaxed he is in that studio.
I'm very particular about my socks. I don't know what the material is, but I like those thin socks. I don't like a woolly, cottony, heavy sock. I like a thin sock. And she knows. Your mother knows.
Dan's mom knows.
My mother, your
What?
mother knows.
Wait a minute. What are you saying? What are you saying? That what my mother knows what about you?
Ask your mother. She
About
knows
your
what I like.
undergarments?
Why do you get jeans every year? I've
Yeah,
had
it's
jeans for
weird.
like years and years.
I recycle my jeans.
What?
You know, some of them
Would mean you
barely
wouldn't.
fit me. I'm retiring them. I'm about to bury another pair of deck shoes in the backyard.
Really?
You are?
You have
Yeah.
a service?
Wow.
Yeah, another shoeneral. That's correct.
What happened with these? Just long life or
Oh yeah, I
unexpected
mean they
trauma?
have holes,
Bad smell.
like
Yeah.
holes in them, and
Dude, I'm telling you, these
Yeah.
things, they smell so bad.
I could wear them another 10,000 miles, but I just don't want to.
Yeah.
'Cause he does everything.
yourself,
He does
you know?
yard work in them.
Yeah.
He does everything in these shoes. The smell after like a couple months. Oof.
Only when they get wet.
Right, but don't let them get wet.
You got those yard work shorts?
I have yard work shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So Greg Cote, for the uninitiated, has the feet of a gargoyle. He often wears leathery deck shoes without socks, and his son is correct when he says he'll do yard work in those shoes with those gargoyle feet. There will be a swamp of water in there, not absorbed by the socks, and he will wear those shoes for 30 years until he buries them with a shoeology at a shoeneral.
And then he'll leave them in the garage, like they're wet. So he'll leave them like in the garage, and then like hours later, you'll walk into that garage, and just like this musty smell of just like, oh, the shoes are in here. You walk into the garage, and you're like, there's wet deck shoes somewhere. Where
That's
are they?
It is a
considerate.
musty smell.
What are you going to take them into the house, leave them out in the rain? I think
Don't-
Greg's doing the right thing.
Don't do yard work in them.
Well, I mean, if anyone would, abide by Datter he wouldn't have to do the
Yes.
yard work.
Thank
but
you.
there's never a Datter that's observed in the Greg Cote household, so he has to do his own yard work
I'm
at an
still waiting
advanced
for
age.
that. I'm still waiting for a Datter Day.
I went over and helped you guys with some stuff
Yeah,
recently.
what'd you do exactly?
I think it was on a Sunday. so
Yeah,
it
what'd you
doesn't-
do?
I helped you guys with your mailbox project.
No, you did not.
No, I didn't help you.
I
actually-
hired somebody to do that.
No, I'm not talking
finally.
about building it. I'm talking about moving stuff, like in the before, like helping you
Would
get
you get
ready
the
for
mail
it.
for the mailbox?
No, I've helped him do it. Don't let him paint a picture.
What did you do exactly? Because you can't really say what you did. What
Yeah.
did you do?
I moved like the stuff he was using as his mailbox into the garage.
What does
There's a
that
lot of-
mean? Stuff he was using.
You're being
as
really
his
coy
mailbox.
about this
An
mailbox,
old
man.
mailbox?
And
Was it
oh,
like
like
rocks
dude,
there?
he
He's
had,
like
he
putting
had
mail in
a
rocks?
mailbox on like a TV tray table.
I did.
Held up with pieces of plywood. Like that's what he had for like years. So what I did was
Can I get a picture?
You moved a TV tray table.
no, and the plywood next to it, like helping it stay up.
My-
Look, I helped.
Seemed like a big job.
Sorry, the project wasn't bigger. I went over to help him.
It was only after I got my new mailbox professionally installed.
It was funny, though, the
that my
TV
neighbors,
tray.
My neighbors dared make fun of my TV tray table that was up there for like 3 years because nobody would help me.
3 years.
Yeah. It was up there a long time.
I know.
Yeah. Just 3 years, I think. I think we're coming up on the 3rd anniversary of me asking for a Datter Day.
Yeah. How many have you had?
None.
Oh,
Zero.
Wow.
Zero. Now I got to hire a landscaper. I just had a driveway done. Now I got.
You wanted me to do your driveway?
No, but now I got to hire a landscaper because none of my sons will help their dad.
Driveway does look good.
Thank you.
Your wife is the head of a giant law firm. Why is she getting her mail on a TV tray that's embarrassing to the neighbors because her husband is a total incompetent. But then she has to watch him go out there in those shoes with those gargoyle feet to the TV tray to pick up mail he doesn't understand about documents that he doesn't understand.
I get the mail. I bring it in. She never has to go out to the mailbox.
You're a 70-year-old toddler with shoes that stink up a garage that is so old, I didn't know there was a smell in there that wouldn't be from like a crypt. That something like your garage is it has been a place with rat problems
in the distant past. Norway rats.
Your garage.
That door with remember?
Remember that
like
door.
Saw.
That door has looked like that since I was a teenager going over there. I don't know what he does around the house.
Nothing.
I know.
Nothing.
He drinks Miller Lights in that garage.
Yeah.
That is his haven. But
that's where he
cave.
listens to his podcast 5 times on a Sunday night
No,
before
I
it
do
comes
not.
out.
I listen to it twice.
You'll just hear from the
For
living
different
room,
reasons.
you'll hear it just playing in the garage, his own voice. And it's dark. You walk out there, it's just my dad.
Quality control.
That's Miller time.
Crushing Miller Lights, giving drunk notes to me and Yeti.
Why is listening to his podcast and giving notes a bad thing before it's published?
It's multiple times, though.
because they have to go to the garage of a hoarder to get the notes. They've got to go to the garage. The garage out of Saw, the original Saw. not when they started getting budgets, the original Saw.
It's a normal garage.
It is not.
It's fine.
It is absolutely not. I disagree.
It's cluttered right now, but it's fine.
It's been cluttered my entire life and the entire life of the garage. And again, I'm surprised that there is a smell that can knock out whatever the other smells are in that garage, given the amount of junk that's in there. We should go on a tour of this garage just to have the things, have Greg Cote take us through a tour guide experience on the museum that is his guitar, that is his garage. I don't, what do you think is the weirdest thing we would find in there? The oldest thing that we would find in there? There's probably something in there that's been there for 40 years, right? A pair of your underwear?
No, not. I don't know about 40 years. There's too many things to name in there.
I can picture a Dolphins chair that you used to fold up that you would bring to the Orange Bowl to sit there in the 80s.
Yeah. No, I think there's a Dolphin chair in there that dates from the expansion era.
Oh, okay. I always have seen that chair over there,
60s.
and I'm like, what is this?
I think it's something that my father or mother gave me that's been in there for decades. This episode is presented by DraftKings. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Well done. Again, you have become a real broadcast professional when you do choose to speak into the microphone.
Thank you very much.
The Giants have released Tommy DeVito. Sad day for the show. Yeah, sad day for his agent. Also, I saw a quote here from Arch Manning that is, given the size of the game that Arch Manning is about to play, and I don't know, in my recollection, off the top of my head, a more anticipated, longer anticipated starting of a college football season prodigy than what Arch Manning is presently headed into. And I don't know if you saw this, he gave exactly the quote that you want to hear if you're a Texas fan. He actually said before this game, which I believe to be one of the most pressurized games a quarterback has ever, I'm going to call it debuted with, even though he's played before, but this is his coming out party. This is, what is Eli Manning and Peyton Manning's nephew? What is he as a quarterback? The quote is perfect, and it's better than any quote that I've ever heard from Peyton or Eli, other than when Peyton called Mike Vanderjagt that idiot kicker during the Pro Bowl, the last Pro Bowl I watched. Here is the quote from Arch Manning. The target's not on our back. We have a red dot on everyone else. Wow, that's a good quote.
Well, Dan, you know that Arch Manning has motion, right? Did you know that?
Explain.
Motion. Greg, you explain it.
He's hoping that this isn't a young person
let him
thing.
know.
No, it is. It is a young person thing.
No, I don't know what you mean.
That's why I said
motion
explain.
means like he's with it. He's cool. He gets it.
It's
He's
not
hip.
Clocking.
He's
It's
hip.
not clocking to him.
It stand on business. Yes. No.
Huh? No, I get it now that you explain it. It's a good quote. It's a good quote.
In
I
your
don't know if
day,
it's the best quote ever.
in your
but
day, it would have been groovy.
yeah,
He's groovy.
he's happening.
Happening.
Yeah, he's happening.
So we emerge from pipe down and you're off your rocker to groovy and happening as we continue to grab all the kids on YouTube.
We get the motion then.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show, which is the older expression, off your rocker or pipe down. We have to get to the Sueys here. We've got, among the categories today, later in the show, we've got Best Stugotz Dismissal. Is it just Stugotz or is it Best Dismissals?
Well, that actually speaks to everybody else. The way it used to be combined and Stugotz was the star, everybody else stepped up their dismissal game so much that we were able to break them up, and now it's Stugotz Dismissal, and later in the week, which is loaded, we will have everybody else dismissals.
Oh, wow.
I mean,
Okay.
Billy brought it, David Sampson brought it, Greg Cote brought it. It's a great category.
All right, so, but that's not the one we have today. But
Stugotz Dismissal today, and Best Revelation is what we're going to play here.
yeah, we're going to get to Best Revelation here in a second. But when you talk about the games that we're headed into this weekend, already Fox and Big Noon is getting exactly what they want out of Dave Portnoy and Barstool, because there are reports that Dave Portnoy has been banned from participating in Big Noon Kickoff. It seems that all of this would be orchestrated in order to create noise and controversy, and I believe Portnoy and Barstool will be good about attracting attention and attention of young people to rival Lee Corso's departure on ESPN.
Well, he's not banned from Big Noon, okay? Big Noon starts their normal studio show, and they do like the final segment inside the stadium. He is not being allowed.
So forgive me.
inside the
Good
horseshoe.
correction. Yes, but he's also not banned according to Ohio State's AD, who says, and they've got so many rules. I got in trouble last year, right? Because I sent Ricky to get Lucy into Texas for a game, and there are all sorts of rules of how you get on the field. Except at Texas Stadium, Ricky Williams just walks on the field. He's one of the few with that kind of pass. But we got in all sorts of trouble when we did that because there are rules. And so what Ohio State's AD is saying is this is not a ban. It's just if you're not on the set of Big Noon, you're not on the field and you're not allowed. I don't know who's right or what's accurate here. All of it's good, though, for all of the participants
Ohio
involved.
State may be tipping the hand that Portnoy isn't a part of the closing segment, which, given their history on how they integrated some of the ancillary cast members, I guess that's a fair play. I think that this is marketing strategy to drum up interest, make him seem, again, too hot for the situation. It defies logic that if the Big Ten's biggest broadcast partner wanted Dave Portnoy on the field at that desk, he wouldn't be there. That just is not a thing that would happen given Fox's investment.
Beyond that, one of the things that I was telling you mentioned Bill Simmons, but Bill Simmons did have a writing career, and at some point during the last 20 years, at least in part because of how ESPN was doing the journalism of things, having a writing career is something that made you credentialed, if not physically with a credential. You had the credentials to be welcomed on something like a set that's analyzing games. I don't believe a creature like Dave Portnoy has ever existed in the history of these shows. This is how a network that is struggling, but not with that show and not with Saturdays, a network, and not with politics or anywhere else, but a network that is struggling with its sports programming. This is how they get into the game, by trying to do something different. Finally, I've been so frustrated in general with Fox because they're just doing a crappy copy version of whatever has been the norm. So now they're just going to upset everything, and they're just going to create chaos and noise and controversy, and it's going to be something that'll be good for the modern age, at least in part because none of these networks know how to get young people. Paramount Plus, we've been making fun of CBS forever because it's all Murder, She Wrote. They get the UFC because they're like, how do we get young men? We need young men. How do we get them?
Not that I'm super young, but it's working. Like, I am now interested. obviously I got to see Corso do the last headgear, but I will be flipping back and forth on Saturday. I want to see what it looks like.
I got to the point with game day, and now I think last year was a marked improvement over the previous year, but it kind of felt like game day was a cheap imitation of game day. Whereas some of the fixtures, the Rinaldi piece, it felt like Big Noon was building on that. A lot of the producers moved over. The Bear is a part of it. So I was actually going to be totally dialed in on Big Noon because they had the rights to this game and they would have done it up big. But then the emotional aspect of Lee Corso's final college game day, it's just maybe if I catch him on a commercial break. Otherwise, I'll just be tuned into the social clips. But this is all about Lee Corso for me.
This weekend will especially be interesting because everyone is descending on Columbus. It's Big Noon and it's game day are all there together. Like, who's going to have the bigger crowd? You'd assume it's game day, but still, like, everyone is going to be there this weekend.
This is a hero. This is a television hero that is getting a proper send-off. They're not waiting to the end of the season. They're giving him the big emotional tribute at the start where it all began.
Did you see some of these clips in the special that ESPN aired the other night? I mean, Herb Street is crying.
Yeah. Herb Street's been crying when talking about Lee for 15 years in fear that this day would come. And I'm happy that Lee Corso, that nothing tragic happened, that this is actually going out on his own terms.
Should we set an over-under on different times Herbie cries on Saturday?
Oh, he's going to be a mess.
4.5?
They're all going to be a mess.
Over-under 4.5.
They all love him so much. It's palpable. That's part of the connective tissue between that show and its audience. It's resonated with an audience, and this includes inside the NBA. In terms of a connection to a crowd, to its television audience, no one has ever topped in sports television what College Game Day has achieved.
The internet has been cruel for a long time and is cruel to old people. So, Dick Vitale gets a lot more negative noise now than he used to get. And Lee Corso does too, because he has struggled with the aging process on air, as anybody could or would at that age. And ESPN has done very little better than the way that they have treated him with care. But when it comes to the coarsening of America and everything that you've seen recently, this is really symbolic that ESPN will get week one, even though that's a giant game with Arch Manning in the middle of it. But where you see the Rogan sphere getting stronger in places, where you see young men getting stronger in places, symbolically, this is a changing of the guard that Fox is trying to go after and finish that show with, because once you lose the connection of that one thing, right? Because McAfee does a lot of good stuff with the field goals and giving away money, but the one thing of when he puts on the headgear, that's when my football weekend starts. That the noise on the television for 3 hours, it's background noise. It's the way you watch all the Super Bowl pregame stuff. It's just on somewhere in your house, but you're about to descend into no showering for the day because you're watching a whole bunch of football. And I think it's super interesting to see what happens with those numbers over time as Urban Meyer, the dirty one, is over on that show. Dave Portnoy, the dirty one, is over there on that show while ESPN is trying to sell you its past.
Nick Saban, the dirty one, is on that show. I mean, don't sell him short. He's not Urban in terms of like this moral spectrum we've established, but he ain't all good, pal.
He's less dirty. Still dirty.
Urban's dirty, though.
Urban's not getting the commercials.
Because he's dirty. He could get one for detergent. Like, you want to scrub your Jacksonville clean of the laughter?
Urban's like those deck shoes after yard work.
The things that are happening throughout America, you can also feel them in and around sports. And it is going to be worth watching what Fox does when very rarely is any of this stuff worth watching, like where we anticipate it. College Game Day is special because it has been that for a long time, but it hasn't had any challengers. Like Stephen A. Smith has been saying we've been number one for 11 years, but I mean, it's like, okay, but you didn't compete against anybody the first 7 years, and then Skip went to a startup, and you have been number one, and you made the time slot matter, but it wasn't really a time slot that was having heavy competition throughout morning television. you're coming after the king when you come after College Game Day, and you're coming after the king with something that's pretty different. And it's hard to make that stuff different because everybody's copying everybody else. I wonder if there are going to be any revelations over the course of the weekend. I will be interested in examining all of that. But Greg Cote, did you hear any of the best revelations? I know you did the intros for this, but did you hear any of the actual revelations?
I remember many of them, just because they stand out in my mind. But no, all I did was introduce them.
I feel good about this category, and it's the 2025 Suey Awards presented by Miller Lite. You can cast your vote at LeBatardAF.com. Winners will be announced a week from today, Tuesday, September 7th. Here is Best Revelation.
And now, the Suey nominees for Best Revelation. Dan Le Batard hasn't gotten mail in over a decade.
I've probably gone more than 10 years without getting a piece of mail in
That's
my
not
hands.
true. It's impossible.
No, it's not. In terms of that gets through my wife and it stops before. I haven't gone to a mailbox. I haven't seen a piece of mail in more than 10 years. Wow. I'm not even joking.
Chris Cote uses his kid to get ice cream.
If I want ice cream, I go, Graceland, go tell Mommy we should get ice cream.
That's smart.
Does it work?
Sometimes. Multiple steps ahead. Sometimes I get caught. We were walking out of a restaurant the other day, and there was a Cold Stones right there, so I'm like tapping my daughter. I'm like, look, right. And my wife looks back and sees me pointing at the Cold Stones, like, tell Mommy we should go. And then I'm just like, oh, I was looking, I was stretching my arm.
Can't you just go?
Yeah. It was a school night. It was past 8:30. My wife has this thing past 8:30.
Did you still have homework to do, Chris?
No, but my daughter needs to go to sleep.
David Sampson honored a player on Jewish Heritage Night who wasn't Jewish.
We honored him on Jewish Heritage Day because the last name's Jacob, so you can get away with it. Yeah. But of course, he's not Jewish, but no one needs to know that.
Wait a second.
And
so he's Jewish.
And you talked about this.
Name.
So wait. Wait.
He had a Jewish name.
Wait.
He whimpers out of the side of his face.
So you talked about this beforehand. Was the assumption made that he was Jewish?
You
when he
knew?
wasn't? You knew that he wasn't.
I knew he put the G in Goyim. Of course I knew he wasn't Jewish.
So that's a fraud on the...
Why'd you go through with that?
It's fraud.
Because when you announce Jewish Heritage Day and like a bobblehead of Mike Jacobs, everyone's like, oh my God, you have a great Jewish player. And we're like, yeah, he's hitting 30 bombs. He's part of our young core. It's a great idea to honor him and to celebrate Jewish Heritage Night.
But he's not.
Oh, I forgot. He goes to church on Sunday.
Tim Kirchin reveals he cheated and his son texted him the answer.
Wait, Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese, I got it.
You looked it up. We don't believe you.
He doesn't know how to look it up. I cheated. Jeffrey texted it. This is what you do when you work together. He texted it to me. And then I pretended like I remembered it. My son told me.
You liar! And all this time, I thought you were a better writer than Peter Richmond. This is what you're telling me.
John Skipper and David Sampson reveal their need to be above people during business meetings on the Sporting Class.
When I was at ESPN, I always made sure I had the highest chair.
Wait, in a
meeting. See you.
You wanted to look down upon everybody.
No, I wanted them to have to look up to me.
All of that matters. I would do conversations with players only standing on the top step of the dugout with them in the dugout, because I didn't want to go in with the power dynamic of me, or I would do it sitting down on the bench in the dugout. But I wouldn't want to do any sort of serious conversation with the player or with anyone where there is a huge height difference.
It sounds like you were on the top step quite a bit then.
Dan Le Batard reveals his shady monthly doctor appointments.
I have to give blood every couple of months to get my blood tested, and I do it in the alley behind my house. Like that somebody comes over, and because I have to rush to work and get it in the right time, people would drive by and see me in the back of a van, a Suburban actually.
Is heroin the variety of things you're doing?
And I'd be, and they would see me getting a needle to the arm with my arm wrapped. That is a photograph that can be
in a van?
In a Suburban.
What are you talking about?
I like how he's getting out in front of this story. That's smart of him. I like what he just did there. He gets out in front of the photos that are clearly going to drop.
Dude, that Suburban 100% has a heat license plate.
or Black Miami, University of Miami license.
No, or Miami-Dade, like student parking decal on it.
Dan Le Batard added an open bar at his funeral to his will. Okay, first of all, is there an open bar at this funeral? Okay, that factors in.
Yep.
Do funerals have open bars?
No.
Never.
No.
Well, no, hold on.
No, it's you know.
Do we know this?
Well, I actually, it's funny that you say that because I recently put that in my will as part of estate planning.
Yeah.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dan.
Yes. Tim Kirchin reveals what he did in Cuba.
But I did go to Cuba and I had a mojito, which I'd never had before.
Whoa!
Wacky.
Yeah.
You made it sexy.
Dan Le Batard never wore a seatbelt until the early 2000s.
I did not start wearing a seatbelt until Derek Thomas was paralyzed in an accident.
Really?
Yes, I'd never worn a seatbelt in my life.
As a driver?
I had never before worn a seatbelt in my life before Derek Thomas was paralyzed in an accident.
What year is that, Dan? Because I don't know Derek Thomas. Yeah, I don't know that story.
For the Chiefs, right? He played at Florida State?
Yeah, this would have been
2000.
Yeah, so 22 years ago. Throughout my 20s, I drove without a seatbelt on.
Dan, you telling me you sat in the car and you let it go bing, bing?
No, it didn't do that back then. The technology wasn't there yet.
We hadn't been that advanced yet.
Andrew Santino reveals the car that Jeremy Taché drives.
You know what you are, Taché? You're in the Hyundai world. You're a Hyundai driver. You like Hyundai. And based on your look, I'm going to guess it's that town in down south Arizona. You're a Tucson. You're a Tucson.
No way! Hyundai Tucson. It even has a Schitt's Creek sticker on the back of it.
Oh, my God.
David Sampson reveals why he lost Survivor on the first episode.
I was in row 86 on the way to the Philippines for Survivor, and I upgraded myself on the plane. And much to the chagrin of the fellow survivors, I didn't realize at the time, but they ended up holding that against me, that I wasn't willing to sit in a middle seat surrounded by like babies for a 14-hour flight.
You became the target.
You have no people skills. I wonder why they kicked you off the island so quickly. You don't understand community.
You're about to go on a stranded island for 39 days. Like, Jeff, I'd like to upgrade, please. Like, how much do I have to give you for a 10 out here for me and my
You thought
tribe?
you were going to win, and you lost on the plane right over. You lost.
Dan Le Batard's parents once had sex with him under the bed.
You don't understand the way that you're triggering for me the memory of being under my parents' bed when they were having, well, I didn't know what sex was at the time. The bed was just a rocking.
This is your ultimate core memory. I think this has driven everything about your life.
This is the thing. It's been buried for 50 years.
How long did it last?
I've got no memory. It was very short. But I didn't. That's in retro. I didn't know what they were doing. I didn't know what they were doing. Why is the bed rocking? I mean, look, for me, it wasn't even discussed. That was in retrospect. At the moment, it was just fear. These are not small people. The bed is rocking. I'm under it.
Mike Ryan sprints into the movie theater for every Mission Impossible movie.
I went to go see Mission Impossible. Now, my tradition is to get out of my car and sprint full speed to the movie theater. I always do that any Mission Impossible movie.
Your tradition.
That is my tradition. For the last 6 movies, I've done that. Go to the theater, get out of my car, full sprint.
Do you videotape it? Like put it on social?
No, this is just for me.
That's ridiculous. Something ridiculous.
I keep hoping that someone's going to jump in and we can have a nice little moment. Doesn't happen.
David Sampson suffers from night terrors.
I suffer from terrible night terrors, which is when you have nightmares and you basically are screaming in your sleep. And if you happen to be lucky enough to sleep with somebody, you get awoken by someone who is scared and wondering what will happen when they wake you, but you're making noises. And my night terrors, Dan, is I am panting and it's the same one. It's a recurring night terror that I have way too often. There is not a week that goes by that I do not wake up screaming.
Ron McGill reveals the first thing chimps do when attacking.
The reality is when chimps come at you, one of the first things they do is they try to bite off your genitals.
That's the reality? The first thing a chimp does when it comes up to you is tries to bite off your genitals.
That's how they fight each other. They go right for the genitals. They try to bite them off.
Chris Cote reveals he had a one-eyed Uncle Mike.
Billy yelled at Zaslow, "Point the cork toward you." And I heard Chris Cote say, My Uncle Mike lost an eye that way.
Did. My Uncle Mike lost his eye opening a champagne bottle. R.I.P. He didn't die from the champagne. He's no longer with us, but he died with one eye. He had a glass eye.
He did?
It was weird. It didn't look at you. It kind of like looked off to the side.
What color was it? Did it match?
No.
It didn't match
like
the color of his
He had blue eyes, and the glass eye tried to be
brown?
blue, but it was just like a different shade of blue.
Erlene Cody reveals Greg Cote's homerism.
The first question I would ask you, Erlene, is yes or no, your husband is a fan of the Dolphins?
Yes.
He's so mad at me right now. Yes.
I don't think we have any more questions.
I have plenty of questions.
David Sampson would try to make trades on Thanksgiving to avoid family time.
I used to try to purposely make trades on Thanksgiving so I could get away from the Thanksgiving dinner. And so what I would
That's
do
a heady play, man. I mean,
revelation.
Yeah, and we did it. And we actually succeeded in completing some transactions right on Thanksgiving Day.
Roy Bellamy picked up his daughter from school in full hockey gear on Mystery Crate.
Roy went, picked up his daughter, and then in full uniform.
No, you
I mean,
didn't.
clearly couldn't have been driving with the skates on.
No.
So
no.
maybe the skates came off, but other than that, did you have the helmet on for the entire drive?
No, it was in my hockey bag. The helmet. No, what happened was a little bit after the show, Anita told me that I had to pick up Claire.
The visual. Is this car line pickup?
No.
You had to get out?
Yes.
I had to get out. I had to walk to the front.
No, Roy, that's not true. Stop.
That is very much true.
Did you put the mask back on so
No.
people wouldn't actually see your face?
No.
Billy Gill reveals he once had cornrows.
I had cornrows once.
Oh, yeah.
It was a summer. Yeah.
And
Shout out to my boy.
Went to the Bahamas.
I did.
Yeah, I was on a cruise.
Honestly, I did sleep with a do-rag tonight.
You have to.
It hurts so much to get it done.
Particularly if your hair is not curly enough to hold onto the cornrows.
You
better put a
especially
do-rag.
have
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Maybe two of them.
I'm trying to find the picture to send to you guys privately, but that was one of those things that disappeared because
Don't send it.
I was worried because I'm like, this is going
Don't
to be
send it.
appropriation.
Because if you want it to be private, don't send it.
Chris Cody reveals one of his first crushes.
One of my first crushes was Angelica Pickles' mom, Charlotte Pickles.
Jonathan Zaslow texted the arena about an unruly fan.
They have that code that you got to text, right? Text 60555.
Unruly fans.
Yeah, and then it's kind of like
That's not good
silence.
enough.
Do you guys ever send a text? You ever text it?
Never.
I did one time when someone in my section was room for the other team. I text so-and-so room for other team.
Really? They kicked the person out?
Wait, was this?
Why would you tell on somebody rooting for the other team?
To me, that was unruly.
Yeah.
Keith Yandel reveals his least favorite athlete of all time.
My least favorite athlete of all time is probably VJ Singh, and I don't know why.
And what did he do to you, VJ? I mean, harmless VJ Singh.
I mean, I don't know why. He's probably the best guy in the world.
What a weird.
If you gave me a million guesses.
What a weird. VJ Singh, all he did was represent golf himself and his country well, and you hate him for no good reason.
He gave us nothing. He literally gave us nothing. Like, I never even heard him interviewed or anything. And I'm sure he's the best guy. He's probably an unreal family guy.
Dan Le Batard reveals he's a sleep farter.
I'm a sleep farter? I was just informed of that the other day to my mortification. And it's after I've eaten in restaurants where they've lied to me about the ingredients. Because I'm like, no dairy, no gluten. I need vegan cheese. I need garlic and no paprika. And I need to make sure there's no turmeric. Yes, just pecans and occasionally some macadamia nuts.
How'd the conversation go when your wife revealed to you that you're asleep?
Embarrassing. It was embarrassing to me.
Jamel Hill has Cher's number.
I have Cher on my phone. Would y'all take Cher?
Cher?
Cher is the most random celebrity.
Hold on. That's a bit. You have Cher on your phone?
I do.
Hold on.
Does she want to partake in an NBA Finals watch?
I'm not even around. I have Cher. Cher and I have texted before.
That's a flex.
Greg Cote says punt whenever watching a punt.
One of my favorite things my dad does watching a football game, anytime there's a punt, as the ball contacts the kicker's foot, he says punt.
He's done it for 30 years.
The only sound where something happening actually is verified by that word, punt.
Chris, tell me more about this. So how are we just learning?
My entire life, anytime there's a punt, you have to catch it. He'll say it low, punt.
But wait,
He says that it's the only
is
word
it on the snap? Is it when the ball meets the foot?
As the ball is being punted.
It has to be breathy
Because he's
like
always
this.
claimed that the word punt actually sounds like what you hear.
So it's
when punted.
onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia.
There you go.
A word that sounds like what it is.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I got a pia.
What?
Nothing. Poppy Le Batard reveals that at his age, anything smells good.
At my age, anything smells good.
What?
Whatever that means.
Greg, are you that age yet?
Not quite. I hope to get there.
I have no
Poppy's my hero.
I have no idea what that means. At my age, and
I cannot be juicy.
Is your dad horny?
I don't know. My father's simply saying that at his age there are no bad smells. That once you get into 80, that's it. The fact that you're smelling anything.
If I can smell, I'm alive. That's what it is, baby.
That's the message.
Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Does a punt sound like the word punt? The thing that's been happening around here that has been dismaying to me recently is the people here have been accusing me publicly of being a liar. And Billy does not believe that I get blood taken in the alley. So just this morning, I sent Billy this video. This morning. Good, Billy. You don't believe me that we get blood in the alley? The blood fairy is here. It's gonna look like heroin. I'm getting heroin in the alley here. Just a little update to prove to Billy that it's true.
That must be so expensive.
I'm no less concerned about the situation after the video evidence.
But it's true. At least you know that it's true.
Well, we never saw the needle in the arm.
That is true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Today, because of how humid it is in South Florida right now, it was leaking because she tried to put the bandage on and it wouldn't stick because of just how hot it is outside with no wind and stuff. You're just going down there and sweating, so the bandage wouldn't stick. So it started leaking out from under the bandage.
Maybe Billy was an outlier there. We always believed that.
That one I believe.
Yeah, no, I knew it was happening. I
Rich
didn't know
people
why.
problem.
Yeah,
it's the mail thing. I don't believe you haven't gotten mail in 10 years.
Rich people. It's the award show thing for
The
me.
award
so
show.
You've watched an award show. I just know it.
Yeah.
Someone earlier today said, and I won't betray any confidence, someone earlier said today, Dan's become that friend that just says things.
All of those things I said are true, though. When you say it's not that expensive, actually, it's rather
What are they
convenient.
doing? Taking blood? Giving you blood? What's the deal with this blood exchange?
They are taking blood so that doctors can look at where my blood is so that I can make sure that I'm healthy because we need money to keep coming in here.
How come no one doubts that you're a sleep farter?
That just seems believable. Just look at me.
It does.
I think, put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Can you identify sleep farters just from looking at people?
What if a bus drives by with the blood fairy and like fumes get in like the needle somehow and they're like, wow, you have a lot of carbon emissions in your blood.
It's more than that. At 8 a.m. every day, like clockwork, those garbage trucks come through on whatever the days are, Tuesday and Friday. They come through, and it is not a healthy thing I am doing. Well, I guess it is a healthy thing. It's not the best place to do it,
Why
obviously.
can't you, hey, Dr. Fairy, just come upstairs. Let's do this, in the living room, whatever, on the counter.
It's just more convenient to get in and out the way that I'm doing it. It's just quicker. I've got to get to other things. So these things are efficient. You guys don't believe the mail thing. The information of the mail gets to me. I just don't. I don't know how to open our mailbox where it is at home. I don't know where the keys are to our mailbox at home.
Tray?
I have no idea where it is.
You don't know how to open a mailbox?
I don't know where the keys to our mailbox are. I don't. What was the third thing that you guys don't believe?
It was the award show.
The award show, for
Everything else is totally believable, and it would be unbelievable if you actually did pick up your own mail.
I'm not alone. I think the majority of our audience probably hasn't watched an award show in 10 years. Like, I think the award show has, the grand majority of people are not watching the award shows. Like, whatever the numbers are, the dying numbers on award shows, the grand majority of people watching television are not watching the award shows.
Yeah, but you could say half of the country's not watching the Super Bowl. I mean, you know, you're never going to get the audience that you used to have.
When's the last time you saw an award show? When would you say was the last time you sat in front of a television and watched 10 minutes of an award show?
Almost every award show, because my wife is addicted to award shows. So if I'm in the house, the award show will be on.
You're not watching the Grammys, pal?
Aspire to be Greg's level of normal also is not.
I feel like my dad's relationship with award shows is everyone's.
It's in the middle.
It's on.
It's in the middle of February.
Like, I'm with you. Nobody is like, I have to watch this. But
no, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people who will watch an award show, but that's just not one. Look, man, there's no appointment viewing anymore other than live sports. Like there is
award shows. That's the whole point of award shows. That's why they're still a thing.
But you can see them on clips. But a lot of the clips get put out, to Dan's point. Like, you'll see all the good stuff online.
Award shows are going the way of late night television. It's just taking a little bit longer.
I care about the Grammys. I'll watch the Country Music Awards. I'm not big on the Emmys or the Golden Globes or anything like that, but my wife, for whatever reason, loves award shows.
I like the red carpet. I'm a sucker for, on a Sunday, it's nice Sunday television, getting ready for the work week. Let me just throw on the red carpet. Like, I'm more into the red carpet than I am the actual award show.
That's another thing. You're married. I feel like Valerie would be all over a Grammy Awards or the occasional red carpet.
Nope.
See who Ryan Seacrest is talking to today.
You guys aren't fans of the Glambot?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
The little thing where they also the one where you walk your fingernails on the red runway.
Oh, I
and
love
like,
that.
Oh, wow, look at the manicure on this
I don't know
one.
what that means.
I miss Joan Rivers.
Yeah. I hate the red carpet. I hate the question, who are you wearing?
Really?
That question just grates on my nerves every
Why?
time I hear it. Who are you wearing? How about, I'm wearing a jacket. I'm wearing a dress.
They've changed
Who am I
it.
wearing?
They've changed it to, what's the story you're telling?
I've heard that too.
Well, what's the story you're telling with that shirt we talked about for 5 minutes?
It's my disco shirt.
Yeah.
But I'm saying we just did that. We just did
I
that
know,
with you.
but who am I wearing? Like, I don't know the label on it. Who am I wearing? If you ask me why are you wearing a weird shirt, I'm like, it's my disco shirt.
Yeah, what do we got here?
Don't you love when like a costume becomes part of your regular wardrobe?
Yes.
What is it, Dan?
I do.
100% nylon. It's something called SSLR.
Sears and Roberts.
I think it was Sears and Roebuck.
I know, but my Nana Doogie used to say Sears and Roberts. She was like a Casey Stengel. You know, before her time, she would mispronounce words and almost get the right word, but instead of Sears and Roebuck, it was Sears and Roberts. God bless her soul. Nana Doogie died way too young. Died of sugar diabetes when she was in her early 60s. I barely remember her.
Available at Walmart.
Seem to be like Hawaiian type shirts and casual wear.
There you go. See, it's a big name in this line.
I don't know if it's a big name.
I wanted to ask you guys this question because a friend of mine told me just yesterday that he is no longer going to Publix because Publix is he's seen them side by side, that if you do the grocery shopping at Walmart, it's half as much right now as it is for the same things at Publix because of everything that's happening with farming, with tariffs, with inflation, with everything else, that you can do your grocery shopping at a Walmart or a Target for half as much as you can in grocery stores that he's saying are now actively gouging, because you could just put the prices next to each other and see that one place can afford to sell it for half as much as the other. Has this been your experience? Obviously, we've all seen what's gone up at the grocery store. I'm guessing all of you have seen like the places where the grocery stores don't have some things that they usually have. And all people, it seems like, are feeling the weight of how prices are changing.
The bigger corporations are under more pressure from the current administration to not have the prices caused by tariffs rolled down to the customer. Also, for big national brands, those price increases take a couple of weeks to take into effect, which is why a lot of economic experts are saying we haven't even felt the full brunt of the economic impact of the tariffs just yet. But a shop like Publix, which is more regional, quicker to increase those prices.
Chris, can you give me a rough estimate for what this shirt? What is your father wearing? What is it? What is the story that he's telling? Now that we have studied that shirt, and it hasn't been worn a lot, right, Greg?
No, it hasn't. This is probably the third or fourth time I've ever worn it.
The bejeweled buttons are a nice touch.
They are.
The gold encrusted buttons.
No, they're beautiful. I wish they snapped. They look like buttons that would snap, but they do like regular buttons, so that's a little bit of a
You
downer.
don't have a louder shirt than that, do you? Because it is from the Samson collection.
I have one shirt that's equally loud. It's my horse racing shirt. It's a colorful shirt that has, pictures of horses and finish lines and
wear it
in
to
honor
root on
of
Team Valor?
Comley and Isla Grande. What?
Yeah, Team Valor.
Glad you guys
Yeah.
were listening to each other, not talking over
Exactly.
each other. Good job.
Thank you.
I've been asking. Go ahead and keep typing. Don't let us
Clacking
bother you.
away.
I didn't know you were
No,
starting.
you ended the last segment so
The
well.
countdown usually is where. Oh, you didn't have your headphones on. Okay.
Okay.
His team rankings are due today, guys. He has a deadline.
You could clue me in that we're starting.
How high do you have the Dolphins?
I'm not telling you. You got to read
They're
that.
going to be top oh my God.
I happen to have my rankings open in front of me, but it's top secret information.
I bet you I'm at 14.
No, it's too high. Like 17.
No, it'll be in the top 15. He would never go against his team that way.
You don't think 17,
no
Dan,
way.
to like throw people off?
There's just no way he's going under the midway point. I guess it would be 16. There's no way.
Okay, first of all, the rankings that I have now, which Christopher probably purloined and illegally looked at, are not the official final rankings. So
I'm going to come in there and help you with something. I'm not going to look at your screen.
No, this is not happening.
No,
I
it's
assure
a headphone issue.
Tone, I assure
Hold on a
you,
second.
I promise you that there's no way that he puts the Dolphins in the bottom half
You're
of the
not
league.
doing anything.
17 is just enough to
No.
throw the people
Hold
off
on
the
a
scent, right?
He won't
here
do
we
it.
go. We got to
What
find
do
a
you-
second.
Oh no!
They're going to be elbows grabbed.
no!
They're going to be elbows grabbed. He's furious.
Okay, I'm going to tell Christopher right now. If you reveal on the air where the Dolphins rank, I am going to be genuinely pissed at you. You do not do that. You're getting into my business now. Seriously, he better not do that. Okay, he steals my computer, breaks the whole screen.
Would you
There
like
it
to
is.
press charges?
There it is.
He's left you with just a keyboard. It's
Christopher,
embarrassing.
Christopher.
He took your dignity.
I'm just looking.
Don't say anything about it. I'm serious. Okay, I'm going to tell you this right now. Are you hearing me? If you say that on the air, I am not hosting the draft party Thursday night.
Wow.
Period. Do you understand me? Do you understand me? The draft party will not be at my house Thursday night.
We got an Avery Johnson situation.
If anybody on this show reveals where I have the Dolphins ranked or anything else about my rankings, I am not hosting the draft party Thursday night. Take that to the bank. I'm saying it all my life.
You have so many tabs open.
I'm saying it all my life. I will not host the draft party Thursday night if anybody says anything about my rankings on the air.
Greg's standing on business right now.
Is it clocking to you?
And now I want to push this because, among other things, I want Chris to actually take that to a bank. I want him to go to a bank and say, listen, my father, see what the teller's reaction is when you say, my father has threatened that if I...
Take that back. Give me back my computer.
Jack.
Avery Johnson's father thinks this is aggressive.
I may have exited out. I hope you have it saved.
Oh, no.
1440 is the password.
Oh, no.
All right, I'm going to bring it back in. I'm scared.
No, just hold on to it for a second. I'll stay here. And
Dan, you can't see our video.
Yeah,
No,
he
I-
hasn't
no, I-
blinked.
look,
this
listen,
is not.
listen.
This is a bad idea.
I have seen him yell at Christopher this way since Christopher was 4. When he starts throwing around the Christophers, I don't need to see the front of his face to know that he's serious. And the greatest of all the threats, when he threatens not to host a draft party, when it's the center of his life. He doesn't want to take away that draft party. That's what he wants to be
But he
doing.
will.
But he will. If you reveal that the Dolphins are 14 instead of 17, if you reveal that and take away his paywall thunder, really,
He just spoke to me in sign language.
No, it wasn't even sign language. He did not waste words. He just did Keanu Reeves, The Matrix, and summoned you over with a finger because he didn't want to waste the breath of having you test
What's happening?
his rage anymore. He's just sitting here with nothing but a keyboard, and I got to tell you, it looks pathetic.
I want my laptop back. I'm not the least bit amused by this. I'm not kidding in how angry I am.
I know you're not, okay? And this is what I'm going to do.
Give it back, please.
Okay?
And Dan, stop stopping us from giving it back, please.
I'm going to send them both to the penalty box.
I'm not going to the penalty box.
Go together. I'll bring this.
I want my computer right here before I do anything.
It'll be in the penalty box.
No, I'm not going to the penalty box until I get my computer right here.
You can bring it to me. This is fine. This is good.
No, you can bring it to me.
Greg, you're going to stop that now, okay?
No.
Yes.
No, I'm not.
You're going to stop that now.
No, I'm not. I'll leave. I'll go home if you want me to with my laptop. But I am not going in the penalty box until my laptop is connected to my computer. My son is. This is not your fault. My son has gone over the line here. I am genuinely upset.
We know.
Okay, so how about make it right?
Yeah, you're letting
instead of
Dan off
continuing
easy.
the joke.
It's partly Dan's fault.
It's ridiculous.
It's partly my fault.
Yes.
That we're not able to have fun with Greg Cote's rankings of 14 or 17.
That's
for
right,
the Dolphins.
because they're serious to me. Yeah. Okay, Christopher, if I don't have that computer here in 3 minutes, I am not hosting the draft party Thursday night.
Put the clock up on the screen. Lewis,
please do it.
Lewis, put up a clock on the screen that gives us our 3 minutes here.
And please do that. And Christopher, you send out a notice to the rest of the league saying that the draft is going to be at your house because of what you did to me today.
Give us a second to gather ourselves here for the nature of this threat, okay? Because
where's my 3 minute?
Hold on a second.
I'm going to start.
All right.
You're going to start it?
Don't wait till 30 seconds. Just go in there.
No. I need the dramatic tension of the 3 minutes,
I think
please.
we have
Of course
ample
you do.
tension.
Yeah, I'm good on tension.
No, I want it a little more.
Want to guess who Mike Fuentes is?
Okay, again, listen to what's happening, Greg.
Let's play now. Billy, that's a good idea.
No,
Let's play the game right now. Does Greg know the name of everyone in this office? Let's.
This is how you make things.
Chris,
take 'em from bad to worse.
hand his computer.
Okay, it's on the screen. 2:45.
Oh boy.
Do you guys understand what this threat is? I don't totally understand.
It's a big draft party that's happening Thursday. Greg has been gracious enough to open his home to the league.
PFPI draft?
If Christopher thinks I'm kidding, I am not.
He doesn't think you're kidding.
No, I think he does.
No, he does not. We are in a tense situation, though, and we're stuck in it. Like, the discomfort is real. It is awkward, and we are now on the clock. And it's very dramatic.
It's down to almost 2 minutes.
I know. It's 2:15, which means he's still got a little bit of time. Now,
I cannot express to you how serious I am
Don't
about
hold
Thursday
your heart,
night.
all right?
Yeah,
No.
I'm getting worried.
No. On my life,
Greg,
I am not hosting this draft party Thursday night
Have
if
we
I
revealed
don't have
anything?
that laptop.
Have we revealed anything?
I don't care. I'm giving you an ultimatum. You now have 1 minute and 50 seconds.
It's a minute 49 now. This is been.
I've never been more angry connected with this show, ever. 1 minute and 38.
We put up the LSU photo, please.
Oh,
I don't care. Oh my God. That doesn't make me nearly as mad as what's happening right now. Anybody who thinks that's me is an idiot. 1 minute 20. Minute 15. It has to be in my hand before it goes to all zeros. In my hand. 1 minute 8. See, Christopher thinks I'm kidding about not hosting this draft party. Okay? On my life. On my granddaughter's life. On my granddaughter's life. I am not hosting this draft party unless I have that computer.
Why does this keep escalating? Who else's life is he going to take before the end of this? Again, I remind people as a discomfort sweeps over the room dramatically that this is the difference between the Dolphins being ranked 17th and 14th. And I'm guaranteeing you it's not going to be in the bottom half of the league. And the only way it's going to be in the bottom half of the league is if he changes it. The way that he just alphaed this room is the single most impressive thing I have seen Greg Cote do since he had a shoeneral. for his 30-year-old deck shoes. Look at the tension in the other room there, Greg.
Good. There's tension in this room, too, emanating entirely from me.
I'm fanning it a bit.
Yeah,
I'm
you
participating.
are.
Well, because,
You would never.
Well, wait a minute, though. First of all, you will not tell me that this is not good. You will not tell me that. And I'm watching. Mike's hiding behind a plant. And the rest of you, I can see your faces, but what he has just done is old man strength. What you just saw was him telling you, as he's told you for a little while, I got stamina. And what you could do is you can go to an old-fashioned bank and you can tell them that he's not hosting that draft party if you, I still want you to do that. I want you to go to a bank and find a teller and see what their, I just want to see an assortment of tellers, what their reaction is, and I wonder if there's some sort of crime that you could be committing that they will make you like a bank robber or something because you're just weirding out people and you're going to be escorted out by security. Do you care at all that you look at what that room looks like right now? All of them have been reduced to 9-year-olds fearing a father and a grandfather's wrath. You have reopened the scars here on, oh, come on, we were just playing with somebody that we respect and like. Why are we arguing this way about the fact that he was waving a keyboard at us? Because
I didn't hear a lot of respect and like in what just happened. I certainly didn't feel any respect from my son.
The respect that you did not feel that is accurate for you not to feel is a respect for a top 20 list of rankings.
It's a top 32. It's the
Every
entire
team.
league.
Any hack could do 20.
Who does a top 20 ranking?
It's insane. Before the season starts.
Ridiculous.
So in football, we've got Kenny Pickett going to the Raiders. We have Amari Cooper going to the Raiders.
Can't do that. My parents divorced.
What? Do your show.
Well, you put something in the middle of it here that is a bit hostile.
Oh, I put it in the middle of it. That started with me?
You're
Really?
acting like we revealed it.
When someone stole my laptop, that's me?
You're
doing
acting
that?
like it was revealed. We did it like
It
we were
was
messing
revealed.
around. What was revealed?
You said a number that is much too close to the number.
Well, that's just us guessing.
I don't
like,
remember
I
what
didn't
it was.
see anything.
You won $12,000 yesterday.
Oh, damn it.
You revealed the number. I didn't hear it, and he's pointing it out. I didn't hear the number. What is the number he said?
Now he's mad again.
I'm not going to say.
Did any of you hear the number that Chris said?
It's 17, Dan. I told you already.
Whatever
17.
number he said will not be where the Dolphins are in the
Wait a
race.
minute.
Oh, wait. Now the number's changing?
Maybe.
Oh, no.
Depending on how accurate he was. You know, it's ridiculous. You're messing with my livelihood when you do stuff like that. Yes. Yes. Okay, and you know, you're thinking of the show first, which in that seat, I get it. But I almost wish you hadn't brought it back, so you would have seen how serious I am about not hosting the
You should
the
cancel
draft
it
party.
anyway.
Oh my
You
God.
want to take it again? You want to take
Seriously.
it again? You want to
do
take
something
it
else
again?
to piss me off, and you'll be sending out a group text, and you'll be hosting that draft
Put
party.
up the hospital photo. No, I'm kidding. Don't do that.
I like the Kenny Pickett topic. Let's do that. That's a good transition. And the Amari Cooper thing.
Homecoming.
I mean, that's how, like, Jacoby Myers, you do what now? We're going to get Amari Cooper.
The hospital photo is as mad as I've ever seen him before this, but the hospital photo is something that we showed only because he had already shown it on social media. Like,
Right.
he provided it for us. So
No. I provided it to my social media followers.
Yeah.
you made it
That's
public,
public,
though.
Dad. That's putting it out public.
Okay.
What does the Pickett trade mean for Shador?
If you tweet out a photo, you can't be upset.
Or
It's
Dylan
out.
Gabriel.
That's fair.
Who's QB2?
But this is an anger that I don't know that I've seen from him before. He says you're messing with his livelihood. I don't believe that that's true. I don't believe that his livelihood would be impacted in any way whatsoever if you revealed that number. I don't believe that there will be more subscriptions to the Miami Herald to get to that paywall, but okay, he's entitled to feel that. It escalating from he was willing to give his life, and then he just gave up your daughter's life as well?
That's where the game ended for me.
Yeah. Because I needed to inform you how serious I was.
I was aware.
No, you weren't. I don't think you were.
I feel like we all were, Greg.
No?
Mike was hiding behind a plant.
I don't think Christopher honestly thought that I would stand firm and not host that draft Thursday night.
You don't think I can tell when you're really upset?
You didn't come back very soon with the laptop.
Okay, that was my fault. I just want to examine for a second before we move off of this.
Please.
I don't want to move off this part though. It's such a funny threat to get to the height of rage and say, you're going to have to host your own party. I'm going to pull the party. I don't think Chris particularly cares. I don't know. I know you care about it.
Who would have made it work?
I know you care about that as a threat. That threat was something meaningful to you, but it clearly wasn't working as a threat.
It's like one text. Hey, we're having it at John's house now.
Well,
great.
I don't like this.
Okay.
What does that draft party mean to you, Greg, just so we have an understanding? Because it seems as though they're not taking this seriously, like it would just be a text to change things.
I mean, I enjoy the league. It's a keeper league, which is itself a pain in the ass, but I enjoy the league.
I feel like you're punishing yourself with that threat, though, that you want to host that party, and if you don't get to host that party, the punishment is greatest for you.
No, that's not true. Christopher asks me to host the party every year.
You have a bigger house than I do.
Okay. And I'm happy to do it, but in the build-up to me hosting the draft, you don't want to piss me off.
You know what? I feel bad for what's happened here. Let me set you up to talk about this more.
It is time now for a weekly update on our favorite team, Rex Lobos.
Ooh, look at that. They're trying to cheer you up.
I don't have a Lobos update.
What?
Greg Cote.
This is makeup sex right here.
Just did your draft on Saturday.
You had a good draft.
I haven't memorized my lineup yet.
He's not ready for a Lobos
I'm
update.
not ready for a Lobos update.
You stick ready, Scott?
You sprang it on me.
All right, so hold on a second. Will you now honor...
Minor penalty, 2 minutes, murdering the show with their bare hands in a dismemberment kit in cold blood.
Murdering the show with a dismemberment kit with your bare hands in cold blood. That's a 2-minute penalty for you.
Yeah.
For Greg?
Because
he was a victim of a crime.
Thank you, Billy.
That's okay. We're victim blaming, and now that he's shown everybody who's boss, because he look, it's only happened one other time where Dominique just refused the penalty. You have to respect the system here, even though we've disrespected you. Your rage has subsided, and perhaps you can respect the delayed.
You can leave the laptop. Just leave the laptop. It'll be fine.
The way to make up for what just happened is to send me to your ridiculous penalty box. That's a good way to make me happy.
Well, I'm sorry we're not making you happy, but
he's going to go to the kitchen. What are we talking about here?
Rage-fueled 20 minutes where I can see everybody's scorched eyebrows in the other room because I felt like he was yelling at you the way that he yelled at you when you were 5.
Yes.
Like it was just a completely unreasonable escalation of things.
That's right. I've seen that yell many a time. But, Dan, we have John Isner here. This is very exciting. This segment is brought to you by Comcast Business, powering the engine of modern business with advanced networking and security solutions.
What kind of introduction is that for John Isner? We've been wanting to talk to John Isner forever. John Isner's a hero of ours.
Usually he's the guy taking part in something that's dragging on too long.
Big highlight fan.
That is correct. John Isner, this is very exciting. We have not gotten to speak to you before, but we have spoken of you for a long time. Yeah. Because your serve is the most majestic thing that any of us have ever seen in tennis. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. It feels like I don't know if we've talked to you about this or if I've read about this because I thank you for joining us. As I said,
yeah, thanks for having me.
How long is this question? Longer than your matches?
Yeah, this is a long one. Spit it out.
Your physical advantages, is there a way that physics allows you to serve better than anyone else in the sport?
Well, yeah, absolutely. I'm able to create angles when I was playing that most of my opponents aren't able to pull off. You saw that a little bit last night with Riley Opelka, although he lost, of course, to Carlos Alcaraz last night. He's about my height, and he can create some serious angles when he's serving. So when you're almost 7 feet tall playing tennis, the serve is 100% going to be your best weapon. And if it's not, you shouldn't be playing tennis at all.
I should mention that he's won 16 ATP Tour singles titles. He's the tallest top 10 player in history. Your history, when did you know you were going to do this as a career?
Oh, that wasn't until my junior year of college. I didn't have pro aspirations. And typically in tennis, like bigger players take much longer to develop. It just takes a lot longer time to grow into your body. So that was definitely the case for me. In my junior year in college, I got pretty good and decided that, I didn't want to work a regular job. So I pursued professional tennis after my senior year. I mean, I went to all 4 years of school at the University of Georgia and had a long pro career after that. So going to college was critical for me, but it actually, like some players, when they leave high school, they face a tough decision whether to turn pro or go to college. For me, it wasn't tough at all. I had to go to college. I just wasn't good enough.
Do players or fans get mad at how you play tennis because you're so singularly excellent at aces?
Yeah, players do, and that's a good thing. That's what I wanted. I wanted them to get mad and get frustrated because that's basically when I knew I was doing my absolute best out there, is when frustrating my opponents when they can't get a racket on my serve and they don't have much rhythm. That's typically when I was playing my best ball. Sometimes I would even feel uncomfortable out on the court, but at the same time, I needed to realize that my opponents were feeling more uncomfortable than I was. Fans alike, big servers, we're affectionately known as serve bots, as Mike Ryan definitely knows about that term. And yeah, like fans like to poke fun of us as like being serve bots, but like, what do you want us to do? Right? Like kick a serve in and rally 30 balls with Carlos Alcaraz. It's not going to happen. So yeah, but really, I mean, most of that rage comes from, the Twitter spaces and stuff like that. So it's really not in real life. I think at tournaments, fans are much nicer.
I should tell the folks that we're in the middle of the U.S. Open here, the first round, and it's been interesting so far. Isner's joining us from the U.S. Open. And have you seen what happened with Medvedev? I know we have hotheads throughout the sport, but where you've got a match point and the photographer seemed to feel really bad about what happened there. Yeah. Your thoughts on what happened there where Medvedev is just going crazy?
Yes. So I have a bit of a different take. For first of all, I don't think that photographer's credential should have been revoked. He clearly made a mistake. He clearly felt awful about it. Kicking him out of the tournament, I think that's a bit harsh. If I was the umpire, I think the letter of the law, he made the right call. But in that situation, when Medvedev was already losing his mind, that's much easier said than done when you're watching this match, from TV. He should not have awarded Bonzi a first serve, just knowing that Medvedev would lose his SHIT if had he got a first serve. So I think you should just let it be. It's just a 4 or 5 second delay. No one would have complained if he just let it go and just said second serve.
John, Medvedev, since blowing it against Sinner at the Aussie, is a totally different player. This is a guy that was thought to at once be challenging the kings of the sport. And I believe this is his third first-round exit in a major in his last 4 attempts. It's manifesting. I mean, he's always been a hothead, but he's breaking rackets. He's doing BJ signs to opposing players. Is he long for this sport? It feels like that might have been it.
Yeah, he's losing his mind. I mean, 3 first-round losses in a row for a guy like Daniil Medvedev, who's made lots of slam finals, has won a Grand Slam, this one, the U.S. Open. He's been number 1 in the world. He's just losing his marbles. I think, truthfully, he's just mentally exhausted trying to chase, perhaps at the front end of his career, Djokovic and Rafa and maybe even Fed a little bit. And now, towards the mid to late part of his career, Sinner and Alcaraz come along. And just the prospect of him winning a big tournament has just become a lot more challenging. And I think that chase has just worn him down. But also, he's a big guy and he plays, as y'all know, he plays 13, 14 feet behind the baseline. He's big and he's skinny. And maybe his body's just wearing out on him a little bit because he plays such a physical game out there. moves so well for his size, but he's very wiry, and just maybe his body's taking a little bit of a toll. It definitely does seem like he should take a break, put the rackets away, mentally refresh, and, try to come back strong next year.
Boris Becker said Medvedev needs professional help. If you're a friend of Medvedev's or a family member, would you tend to agree?
I don't know about professional help. I think he would need to, in my mind, just, sit down and talk with those closest to him, his wife, his coach, his trainer. I think just putting the rackets away and not focusing on the next tournament and having to practice. And he's got 2 kids, I believe. Just spend time with your family and don't focus on tennis, and realize, in my mind, like, that dude's made a crap ton of money. He's been very successful. Life is all good. Take a break from it and then come back, and he should be all right.
You played 17 years, so can you explain to us physically what it is that Djokovic is doing, having had a career longer than 17 years? What is this? Yeah. Do people even understand what this sport does to the body?
Yeah, it's brutal. I mean, especially when for the most part, we're playing on hard courts, which is very, very tough on your body. So what Novak is still doing is otherworldly. I mean, he's 38 years old right now. Of course, he's playing a limited schedule, but like, for his ridiculous standards, he's been like the 4th, or 5th, or 6th best player in the world, like, to date, having not played many tournaments this year. It's just crazy. But for him, as you get older, you certainly have to pick and choose your spots. And obviously, he's just focused on the Grand Slams. He wants to get to number 25. But he's, in my mind, the most dedicated and professional player I think our sport's ever seen. Like, everyone works hard on the court and off the court. Rafa is a great example of that. I think what Novak does off the court with his diet and his sleep and his habits, he's a bit like Tom Brady in that regard. And that's why he's the greatest of all time, just like someone like Tom is. I hate to compare 2 goats like that, but they take care of themselves so well. He's so strict on his diet, his hydration. He sleeps in a hyperbaric chamber. I mean, he's sort of obsessive about his recovery, and that's a big reason why he's still doing what he's doing at 38 right now. Having played all these matches in his career, it's very remarkable. In my mind, he's one of the greatest athletes of all time, not just tennis players. We know that. But I think greatest athletes of all time. He's remarkable.
How is he different from you in terms of being obsessive compulsive about taking care of himself? Because I would assume that you were similar. You're all looking for edges wherever it is that you can get them, and you spent 10 years in the top 20.
Yeah, I was very dedicated to my body. I mean, I just did a lot of things. I took care of myself. Being so big, I have to spend a lot of time in the gym to keep myself healthy and keep myself feeling strong. I don't know. I mean, he knows his body like better than anyone knows their body. He knows exactly what to put into it. Early on in his career, he figured out that gluten was not for him. He's a vegan. He has his own supplement company that he promotes and drinks, and just like everything he does, like, he just knows exactly what fuels him perfectly. I was very good in that regard. I'd like to think I was one of the best, but Novak just takes it to another level.
What do you love being able to do now, John, that you couldn't do while you were an active player?
Well, I like being on the other side of tennis. I'm doing some work for ESPN during the first week of this, so it's certainly less stressful. But truthfully, like, I miss it a lot. Like, I would prefer the stress of waking up and having a match and having those butterflies and having to warm up and stretch and get your body ready. The feeling of winning a match at a Grand Slam and then knowing you have the next day off to just totally chill and try to recharge is something like I seriously miss, because these tournaments are obviously the pinnacle of our sport. And, you don't get that anymore when you're retired. I get my fun out of sports with a hockey chat that I'm in with Mike Ryan, and I'm even in a tennis chat as well that he's the commissioner of.
Highlight chat.
Don't forget about highlight
chat.
There's a highlight chat.
Yeah,
that's an unbelievable chat. There's a chat about pickles.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Yo, my movie theater sells pickles.
Yeah. So anyway, I think the pickle chat's my favorite one. But anyway, so I'm always going to stay tethered to the sport of tennis and just tethered to just sports in general. I'm a sports nut. I like to talk about it. But it's very fortunate. I mean, I had a good career, and I was an American. I've got a lot of cool opportunities because of that. And one of those is this week at the U.S. Open, being able to talk about this tournament.
But just to be clear, when you say that you miss it a lot, the chats about pickles and highlight, they have not replaced what it is to play the longest match in Wimbledon history? Like, you haven't been able to recreate it with the text chats?
Williams.
Not quite. The highlight chat is closing that gap, though.
Okay, very good.
That's a special chat. I'm a Cyclones.
Yeah.
I'm a Cyclones guy for life now.
Okay, yes. The owner is Chris Cote. This is his father, Greg. You walked in on him.
Is that Greg?
His son. Yes.
Is that Greg of the Mick overrated take?
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah.
Got to be famous for something.
Yeah.
Venus Williams is playing at 45. Greg Cote has had some opinions on that. She's playing in the U.S. Open, or she was.
Yeah, I mean, and she apparently looked real. I didn't see the match, but she drew raves for her match, even though she lost. I give her all the credit in the world. One of the hardest things to do, and maybe you can relate to this, John. When you age as an athlete, it's tough to know when to retire and how to retire because it's so much of who you are. And for her to still be doing it at 45, mad respect and love for what she's done.
Mad respect.
Mad respect.
You were mad before because of the disrespect.
Well, it's too easy to say, has been, know when to retire, get out and let the younger people do it. If she still wants to play at 45 and can be competitive, I give her all the credit in the world.
No, I'm with you there. I think for me with Venus, it's easy to gear up for Washington, D.C., where she played a few weeks ago, and Cincinnati, where she played 2 weeks ago, and in the U.S. Open. But her ranking's nothing right now. She's like, I don't know what she's ranked. It's super, super low, 700-800 in the world. So what is she going to do from this point forward? Does she want to go down and play challengers? Does she want to go to Asia and play the Asian swing? So that's tough to do at 45, especially when you've been so accomplished like she has been. Obviously, when you get to play on Arthur Ashe Stadium in a night match, I'll come back for one match for that for sure, because you can't replicate that feeling of playing in that court under the lights. But it's not all glitz and glamour on the tour. It certainly is at the U.S. Open. So it's a lot more difficult once this tournament ends and you look at what the rest of your tournament schedule looks like.
I would think that tennis, though, might be something, and I don't know whether you're missing the routine here as well, just the form of what your life used to be, but tennis is so lonely and eats up so many of your childhoods that I would imagine that after 17 years there would be some relief on finally, I get to rest a little bit. This has been a really lonely pursuit.
Yeah, no, for me, for sure. That rest period has been nice, but I still miss it. I get to recreate my childhood in a sense, through my children now, which is very special. And maybe they'll go on the tennis journey that I went on as well, which I would love for them to do. But definitely rest is nice. My body isn't beat up as much anymore. And, life's all good after tennis, but when you play for 17 years, as you mentioned, Dan, it's you become so routine and just so ingrained. You wake up and you ask yourself the question, how am I going to get better today? Even if you're not practicing on that day, you're still trying to get better, get your body better. And that's what you don't have when you retire. So it becomes difficult. It was a difficult adjustment for me. And I think a lot of athletes, not just in tennis, face that, of course, when they retire.
John, you have one of the healthier relationships with tennis out of all the former pros. You're hosting co-hosting the Nothing Major podcast. You're constantly covering the sport. Is that because you were a sort of late bloomer in the sport? You kind of got really good at it later, because there are other tennis players, Marty, that hate tennis now, and that seems to be the norm.
Yeah, you know what? I always said midway through my career and towards the end of my career that you wouldn't really see me on the tennis tour after I retired. Clearly, I didn't hold myself to that. I just quickly realized that, this sport for me, it gave so much to me, and there's still a lot of opportunities I can gain from in the sport of tennis after I retired. And our podcast has been a great way for us to stay relevant, because unless you're an all-time great, very quickly forgotten on the tennis scene. So our podcast has been great to keep us relevant in that regard. And again, be able to talk tennis in New York City for ESPN, that's really cool. So these great opportunities that have come my way, I've jumped at the opportunity to do them, and hopefully I can continue to do this for quite some time. I really do enjoy it. You work with some great people, and it's a lot of fun. You get treated great, and so I think a lot of people would trade positions with me right now to be able to, I guess, wear a suit and talk about a sport which I should know a lot about.
Again, the podcast is called Nothing Major. The U.S. Open continues today, first round men's and women's singles on ESPN. Do you agree with Mike Ryan's assessment? If I said to you, I'm polling all former players now, what's the percentage that hate tennis?
I don't think it's as severe as Mike maybe said. I would say I'd give it 40% that like don't have the healthiest relationship with this game, because this game can torment you. I mean, you have, so many tough losses and so many horrible nights of sleep after a tough loss. But I think overall the good definitely outweighs the bad. So yeah, there's some good friends of mine.
That's a high number though, John. That's a high number.
That's a very high number. I mean, this game can be tough. And Mike and I have some friends in the tennis world that don't love the sport. I like it, and I still very happy to be a part of it.
John, how much of that is this generation, both on the women's side and the men's side? They went up against generational talents that hung on to the sport at unprecedented ages, and how much of that was not just the sport and the loneliness of the sport breaking them, but the fact that they're trying to conquer the unconquerable.
Yeah, I think for the top of my head, like you name some European players, like you guys would know, like a Thomas Berdych, who's an unbelievable Czech player who's never able to win a Grand Slam because of those three. I mean, like for me, like I consider myself lucky to play in the same era of those guys, but it's not like I was getting like thwarted by one of those three guys at every single Grand Slam in the quarters or the semifinal. So I don't have that feeling, but certainly a lot of players do. There were a lot of incredible players. David Ferrer of Spain, without Rafa, probably has a Grand Slam on his resume and might be in the Hall of Fame, but he doesn't now. There's a heck of a player, ridiculous career. But those players were very selfish, and the top two players in our game right now, of course, in Sinner and Alcaraz, are also selfish. They're going for 8 straight Grand Slam wins between the two of them here at the U.S. Open.
We've got less than 30 seconds left here, but I just want you to entertain a hypothetical with me. If I put you in your prime, serving to John McEnroe, Bjorn Borg, Boris Becker, all of these people, what would happen?
I mean, I can hold my own with my serve. I actually saw some highlights of Rod Laver playing on grass years and years ago. He was an absurd athlete. So I think even a guy like Laver would do well in today's modern game. But yeah, you got to favor, of course, the greats like Johnny Mack and Bjorn Borg over someone like myself. But although having said that, I could definitely hold serve against those two and make them sweat a lot.
Isner, you would embed tennis balls in their forehead. Thank you for being on with us. We appreciate the time. The name of the podcast is Nothing Major, U.S. Open all week, ESPN men's and women's singles, first round on ESPN. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, guys. See ya.
Go Clones.
Go Clones.
Go Clones. Let's go.
Greg Cote is still rabidly enraged. DeMaurice Smith has written a book. He will be joining us here in moments. I don't believe the shipping container has recovered yet from the eruption of Mount Cody. Everyone's shaking their heads. They're shaking. We were just talking during the break. Greg Cote is still seething. He doesn't understand why his computer wasn't immediately just brought right back to him. And I'm like, well, that would have been awkward and against the show being interesting if we had just brought you your computer earlier. But he will hold on to this for months, and it's okay. We actively enrage him as a form of content. Another person around here who is perpetually enraged at an assortment of things going on in sports is Stugotz. We've got a category all his own. We've got a separate dismissals category for everyone else, but this is the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Stugotz Dismissal, which is the best from the last year.
And now the Suey nominees for Best Stugotz Dismissal. Stugotz dismisses David Sampson.
Way too much David, by the way. I came in here thinking Greg Cote was going to be at Greg Cote Tuesdays. I left 5-6 weeks ago, and it was Greg Cote every Tuesday, and now we replaced that with who's asking for more Sampson?
Wow.
Nobody is the answer.
Wow.
Stugotz dismisses Lionel Messi playing in MLS.
You can't have a hat trick in 11 minutes. I mean, it's impossible. He is playing in a lesser league. I mean, only the world's greatest soccer player can do it. It's like doing it against children.
Well, that's.
I mean,
I think you kind of gave the answer. Why only the greatest soccer player could do that.
Do it in a real league.
Stugotz dismisses Robert Saleh.
Robert Saleh should be fired. They're going to wait if he loses a couple more games. I would have fired him today.
Here we go.
Dan, what if Belichick calls? What do you do?
Did you
He's
not?
got Will Levis
You're
next.
Woody Johnson and Bill Belichick picks up the phone today. I would fire him today.
So bad.
Listen,
thirsty for a quarterback.
You
that
hire
can't
this
see the
coach, Robert Saleh, you get Aaron Rodgers. You don't have to worry about the offense because Rodgers handles the offense.
You have to worry about the offense.
Not with Rodgers there. Saleh comes in, okay, and he's in charge of the defense. And that defense that he's in charge of has given up 28-plus points in 6 of the last 9 games. Fire him yesterday.
Okay, very good.
Stugotz dismisses Bill O'Brien's sincerity.
Bill O'Brien said he's always dreamed of being the head coach at Boston College. You know what the B in Bill O'Brien stands for, Dan?
I got an idea.
Nobody, and I mean nobody, in the history of football has ever dreamed of being the head coach of Boston College.
Stugotz dismisses Chris Paul.
20 years, played 82 games, huh? No rings. I mean, what's more impressive, 20 years, no rings, or 20 years playing 82 games? Who cares about the fact that he played 82 games? I mean, seriously.
Stugotz dismisses Mike Vrabel.
Big Mike Vrabel. What has he ever done? Seriously, I want to know the amount of coaches who have gone 13-21 over 2 seasons in the NFL, because that's how Mike Vrabel finished in Tennessee. And he was 2-3 in the postseason, and he's 0-2 in his last 2 postseason games. We are talking about Mike Vrabel like the Patriots just signed Vince Lombardi to be their head coach. What are we doing? He is an overrated coach, and the fact that we're treating him like Hank Stram is absurd.
Stugotz dismisses Shohei Ohtani.
And as it relates to Ohtani, do me a favor. Do it in a big spot. I'm saying, do it with nobody on. All this guy does is produce when guys are on base. Do it when no one's on.
No, he's right.
And do it before the game is out of reach.
Stugotz dismisses leagues starting their seasons overseas.
We need to start college football in the United States. I don't like this. Like Dublin has, Dan, I am serious about this, okay? Start your season in the United States, end your season in the United States. I don't want to hear about it. Dublin does not deserve to get college football's opener, okay? They don't. And baseball, same thing. I don't want the season to start in China, end in the United States. I want it to start here, end here. Japan, wherever they're playing games. I don't want it. Why are we giving the start of our seasons away to different countries? Why?
Stugotz dismisses the Philadelphia Eagles fan base.
I don't care what Philadelphia is tired of. I'm tired of their fan base. How does that sound? They wanted to fire Nick Sirianni like a month or 2 ago, and now they're all celebrating Nick Sirianni. He is the greatest coach in Eagles history. I said it. Better than Andy Reid, better than Dick Vermeil. This is the 4th consecutive season he has led this team to the playoffs. He's the only Eagles coach in Eagles history to do that. First 4 seasons, going to the playoffs. He was a play away from beating Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes in a Super Bowl. I don't care about what Philadelphia fans think about anything. And I'm talking to you, Spike Eskin, and I'm talking to you, Angelo Cataldi. I don't care what you have to say. You wanted to fire Nick Sirianni 35 days ago, and I'm not going to allow you to celebrate Nick Sirianni moving forward. How about that?
Stugotz dismisses Cooper Flagg.
Cooper Flagg is a nice player. Cooper Flagg is a good college basketball player. But teams tanking their NBA season to get Cooper Flagg because they think he's going to fix their NBA organization, get out of here. That guy is not good enough. I am not impressed with Cooper Flagg, not from an NBA standpoint. From a college standpoint, he's fine. He's one of the best players in the country. NBA, for me, his game does not translate.
He's the consensus #1 pick.
I don't care.
You have body concerns?
I mean, number 1 picks have gone wrong before, Dan, and they'll go wrong again. I mean, I would say, if you look over the course of time, that more #1 picks haven't worked out than have worked out. How about that?
Stugotz dismisses Draymond Green.
That guy has no reason to be as confident as he is. I mean, seriously.
He's got a lot of reasons.
Now, Steph Curry's his reason.
Stugotz.
Put him on the Wizards, Dan. What kind of career does Draymond Green have? Seriously.
Draymond Green.
Right place, right time.
Fair.
Thank you.
It's not
the rational confidence.
He ain't wrong.
He had nothing to do with the winning.
Guys,
I mean,
guys, he is wrong. He is an unprecedented defensive player.
Right.
Like there has never been another basketball player who plays that defense at that size.
Now put him in Washington.
Wow, literally the best ever is what you're saying.
Right. He'd be a Shanghai Shark. I mean,
Stugotz dismisses Simone Biles.
I don't want to say this. Like, I love Simone Biles. I do. I really do. All right. I get how great she is, the athleticism. She's amazing. Everything she's been through, I get it. But she won a gold on the vault for simply being Simone Biles. Here's what I like with the vault, Dan. I need you to stick the landing. I don't like any hops, okay? And Simone Biles hopped on both her vaults, and Rebecca
like
did
12
not.
and a half feet in the air.
I don't care how high you jump. I don't care how many twists and turns you do. You need to stick the landing. I'm telling you, if Rebecca, okay, if she does the same vaults as Simone Biles and Biles does Rebecca's, you know who wins? Biles.
Stugotz dismisses the Luka Doncic-Anthony Davis trade.
This is a nothing trade. It's big names. I understand why it's news. It's a nothing trade. The Lakers are not winning an NBA title anytime soon. The Mavericks are not winning an NBA title anytime soon. In fact, I would tell you the bigger trade made yesterday in the NBA was the one that got the Spurs De'Aaron Fox. You want to know why? That team might win all the championships soon. This is not a trade that lands you Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. This is not getting Moses Malone if you're Dr. J and the Sixers, the missing piece, and then they went faux. This is not that. Right. This is a trade again with two middling teams and two superstars who barely play.
That is a loaded category. It always is. I think that's the 5th or 6th straight year that Stugotz has done that to Chris Paul. DeMaurice Smith was listening to some of that. He howled with laughter at Hank Stram. He served 14 years as the head of the NFL Players Association, and he's written a book, Turf Wars, The Fight for the Soul of America's Game. And look at him right now, Greg Cote. That is a man who looks like he is relieved and radiant that he no longer has to deal with any of that bullshit.
Yes, he does.
Brother. It is so good. Well, I got rid of two-a-days for the players, but I do two-a-days myself now. So that's how good things are.
You're exercising twice a day, are you? Look at that. You're showing off the guns.
Always the guns, bro. Just bring the guns.
Nice.
How much have you enjoyed getting out of the rat race? How much relief is there to not have the daily headaches, the daily complaints?
Brother, I didn't know how beat up I was until I got done with the job. I loved it. It was almost 15 years. Okay, loved it was way too strong. Let's just pump the brakes on loved it. I enjoyed it, but yeah, not being there and not having the daily stress, and I know it's going to come as a shock. My BFF Roger Goodell and I don't spend as much time together. I miss that.
He can be crude and he can be cruel. What is the worst of it when you've had a back and forth with him?
Roger, if you read the book, and I'm not going to spoil the ending, I think Roger does better in the book than I ever thought he would. At times, as you know, he can just be tough and, angry and sometimes a little bit petulant. He is a smart guy, but he is just a tough guy to deal with day in, day out. Just tough.
Is it because he and the league's owners are arrogant?
I mean, these owners, to a certain extent, are among the most petulant people I have ever met. Look, you've got guys who are owners who are destroying each other's suites. You got one owner pouring beer on one of his fans. A couple of years ago, owners were flipping off each other from across the stadium. I mean, it's everything that I would expect in a junior high school, ring. But I think it's tough for Roger because he literally works for those guys. So at the end of the day, he literally has to deliver for some of the people who can just be petty. I mean, look at what's going on in Dallas. Can there be a more petty, petulant display of what we now know is the business of football? I mean, I can't figure out one.
When you refer to owners as a cabal of greedy billionaires who control the league, is there an exception to that rule? Like who were the owners that you most respected, or who were the least greedy?
The
and the
examples
most fair?
you all gave were Tepper, by the way. Every example you gave, it felt like
all three of those things are David Tepper.
They were all Tepper.
Right. Who's the exception?
Look, Robert Kraft is probably one of the best that I ever had to deal with because he's ruthlessly smart. He cares about the big picture of the NFL. Now, at the same time, don't get it twisted. Man, Robert will press you up against the wall and try to take it from you. I mean, just so you know. But, of the people that I liked working with, the former Mr. Rooney was really good to me before he passed. Other than that, I think I'm out of good guys. There's not a lot of good guys, my friend.
Well, so let me ask you this question because ESPN portrayed you as an asset to the owners, and you spent 5 pages in your book saying that Wickersham and Van Natta were owners they were in their hip pocket. So who's telling the truth there?
I mean, look, I'm not going to get into a he said, she said. I'm the he said though, of course. But I'm not going to get into that with those guys. Here's what I didn't like about the article. I spent over 3, maybe 4 hours talking to Seth and Van Natta. They write a big piece. I think I'm in that article for almost, less than 1/5 of their private sources. And the other thing I didn't like about the article is, look, I mean, we've been around this track for a long time. I was never unwilling to come out and exactly lay it on the line, go 10 toes to the line for the National Football League players. Never a day in my life that I didn't go to the frickin' line for our guys. I had a problem with the fact that the article shrouded a bunch of billionaires in secrecy. And if those guys wanted to lend their names to the article and meet me toe to toe, fine. But there was only one dude in the article, for the most part, who went on the record, and everybody else was stuck in the shadows. And by the way, if that's the way that they want to write an article, more power to them. I like Don. I think he is a very, very good journalist. I just didn't happen to like that piece very much.
What do you make of all the recent reporting that Pablo and Don Van Natta have done about the disarray that the union is in now that you are gone?
Miss me yet? I mean, this is a very, very hard job. And I never shied away from the war that has to happen between players and management. I mean, again, I'm not talking to anybody who doesn't know the history in the National Football League. 20 years of litigation for free agency, 15 years of fighting, everything from Kaepernick to Bounty to Ray Rice to Deflategate, fights about COVID. When I took the job, the head of the league's concussion committee was a rheumatologist. So at the end of the day, I mean, it's easy to kind of portray someone as maybe in the back pocket of the owners. I'll tell you one thing. There isn't a dude on the other side of the owners who was unhappy to see me leave. And I think at the end of the day, the job of the executive director at the NFL Players Association better be one where you understand that this is a group of 31 killers. And these guys will not only make you take everything that you're entitled to, but you better be able to fight them for taking things away from you. And if the players don't get their heads around the fact that when this CBA comes up, the league is done paying pensions. Done. They don't want to pay pensions anymore because literally no Fortune 550 company is paying pensions anymore. They're done paying pensions. The league bought the 17th game for something like $1.6 billion over 10 years. That means the 18th game has to be worth about $2.5 billion. If the players aren't ready to fight for $2.5 to $3 billion for that game, the league is going to bring the fight to them.
Did you consider tying the cap to not only revenue, but valuations?
It's hard, Dan, because here's the problem with valuations. On average, a professional sports team only comes up for sale around every 8 to 10 years. I know that Forbes does a valuation every year, but that's a non-realized valuation. So it's easy to say that we can try to tie it to valuation, but if that valuation is an asset that does not get sold or otherwise does not get traded, it's hard to tie a monetary amount to that valuation so that it actually becomes part of the revenue that goes to players. So I get it. I get the thoughts about valuation and everything, but it's really, really hard to do. I mean, look how long it took for private equity to get into the business of the NFL. But, you know, over the next few years, we're going to see how that plays out. And I'm just making a prediction. Private equity ownership in the National Football League is not going to benefit coaches. It is not going to benefit the facilities. It is not going to benefit the people who work for those teams because private equity is interested in coming in and cutting overhead. And coaches' salaries, employee salaries, facilities are all overhead. So at the end of the day, we'll see how private equity happens in the National Football League. But if I were a group of coaches right now who don't have a union, I would be sweating bullets right now.
The name of the book is Turf Wars, The Fight for the Soul of America's Game. When you mentioned those crises that you mentioned, what was the worst of them for you?
I think the worst was the worst from just a pure frame was probably somewhere between Kaepernick and Anthem. And here's why. It was the worst because I think we saw the players at their best, and I think we saw the owners at their worst. So, you know, if you wanted to kind of describe it, it was tough because of that tension in the middle. I will tell you that during the anthem, I was never prouder of our players. Why? Because while the country was literally throwing chairs at each other in town halls, I went to every team facility, and guys were having great conversations about race, class, politics, gender, police brutality, and it was calm. It was absolutely calm. And this was coming from a group of players where the average age is under 28 years old. The flip side of that is when the league allowed this narrative to turn on the players without really stepping up to protect them until one moment, and I'll talk about it into a second. But the league allowing the narrative to turn against these players without the owners of the National Football League standing up to either protect their players or to protect their brand was the first time that I saw the owners knuckle under. And that was literally the textbook of the day until, if you remember, Roger gave a press conference from his house. I mean, it looked like he was in a bunker, but, you know, to each his own. But if you remember, Roger did a press conference from his house saying that he got it wrong about Anthem and he got it wrong about the league. And here's the deal. I am not sure he had the owner's authority to do it. I think he did it on his own, but that's my opinion.
He only did it, though, because Mahomes put his voice on it. Like, didn't that happen hours after Mahomes said something?
It may have, but remember, it also happened way after all the players took a knee after President Trump's statement in Huntsville, Alabama. It was way after, you know, players unified on that weekend and everybody knelt. So I think Patrick lending his voice was huge, but let's be real. One player lending his voice doesn't necessarily mean that the commissioner of the National Football League decides to act. I think they were both courageous. It's probably the nice thing I'll say about Roger on the show, because I have a limit, right? I mean, you can't say more than two things because then people will think that, you know, I'm a shill for the owners. But no, I think Roger coming out and saying what he said was a pretty brave thing.
How haunted are you personally that Kaepernick's career was ended, forever a martyr on your watch?
It's a tough one. I mean, look, we represented Kaepernick. We fought for him. I think that he was not the last martyr for the National Football League. I don't believe that. I think in the future there's going to be players who are going to stand up and pay the price. But Dan, John Mackey was a martyr for the National Football League as well. Dave Megacy was a martyr for the National Football League as well. All those players who sued for free agency between 1972 and 1993, many of them lost their jobs. But the reality is their success and the protection of civil rights, and literally anything that we want to fight for in this country, when has it come without someone paying a sacrifice?
Put us next to you the moments that you're reading the details that Pablo Torre reported on. Yes, absolutely, there was collusion, even though an arbiter ruled that there was not collusion.
That was tough to read because, I filed the lawsuit before I left. I wasn't there for the judgment. I had never read it until Pablo and Mike Florio's show. Well, first of all, it didn't come to me as a surprise because after all, I filed the grievance in the first place. What hurt was that was a moment when I would have filed another grievance on behalf of every player in the National Football League, going back as far as the statute of limitations and the facts would have allowed me. I think at the end of the day, that collusion ruling is as significant as the collusion ruling after the 1992 case of the NFL players against the National Football League. I really think that decision was as important as that 1992 case of Freeman McNeil. And if you remember, it was that case that led to the class action where Reggie White was the lead plaintiff, among others. This is a game of leverage. And the National Football League owners push you to it's a family show, right? So
you can let it fly. Let it fly. It's fine.
The National Football League owners push you to the wall. And that is no different than the baseball owners in the 90s. It's no different than the NBA owners during their strikes. They push you to the wall. And the only leveler, the only thing that prevents them from running the players over is the collective strength of a union, number one. And as history and Marvin Miller told me, your ability to wage an unmitigating warfare campaign that usually involves litigation. And so everybody talks about the 1994 strike for the Major League Baseball players. And don't get me wrong, it was an incredible show of strength. But what happened in tandem to that was 3 collusion rulings that led up to that. And those collusion rulings against the Major League Baseball owners, coupled with the willingness of the players to fight, made that union at the time the largest and strongest sports union in the country.
D, how do you feel about these hold-ins? I'm not a fan. I feel like if you were there still, you wouldn't be allowing players to be going and, participating, semi-participating in practice. I feel like you're starting to lose leverage. I feel like when you were in charge, you start like a colony in Antarctica, and anyone's holding out, you send them there and keep them as far away from camp as possible.
Yeah, I'm not gonna second guess strategy of the players because I'm not there, and I also think it's not fair. I get to say whatever I want while I'm working out, and usually the heavy bag gets more of me than I get of the heavy bag. So I'm not going to second guess strategy. What I love though is that players are fighting, and sometimes I wish that they would take the fight a little bit earlier to OTAs rather than waiting until training camp. Because as you know, for most players in the National Football League, well, I would say most except a handful, very few players in the National Football League have a workout bonus, which means that these players are going to OTAs for free.
I know.
So I love the idea of the fight. I think tactically, sometimes it would make sense to bring the fight to the National Football League a little bit earlier.
Have you seen the new Superman movie?
Wow, talk about left field. Yes, I have. Don't know where this is going, but yeah, dig it. I dug it. I really liked it.
Do you have any other follow-ups, Zaslow? Is that all you had?
Crypto? What do you make of crypto?
Look, I think any movie, superhero movie with a dog, I dig it, man. I watched the old Roy Rogers shows when I was a kid, and he had the dog. I like the John Wayne movie, The Cowboys, where he had a dog. Any movie where there's a good guy and he's got a dog, I'm in.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Are you in on any movie where you've got a good guy and a dog? What stopped fully guaranteed contracts during CBA negotiations?
Well, I think according to the looking back at that ruling by the arbitrator, I mean, he ruled that the management council urged teams to not do fully guaranteed contracts. So at the end of the day, I mean, one of the reasons that, again, this is not a second guessing. You asked me what I would do, and you wanted to pretend that you were, sitting by me when that ruling came out. You file a ruling because collusion is the way of business for professional sports owners. It's the way of business. I mean, think about it. There was collusion in baseball. There was collusion in 1933 when the owners barred black players. There's collusion in the 1970s to prevent free agency. There was collusion in 2011 when they all locked the players out. The owners engage in collusion as a way of business. And if an arbitrator gives you a ruling that suggests that the people who are running the National Football League are engaged in collusion, I have one choice, and that's to light the fuse, right?
Have you seen the movie Weapons?
Wow, this guy's. I think the first thing you have to do is go off just go straight to decaf, man. Just go right to it. No, I have not seen Weapons. I do want to see Weapons. I want to see Nobody too.
What are you most likely to watch? What on television are you watching these days?
Wait, I have one question. Is there a dog in Nobody too?
I don't know. I haven't seen Nobody 2 yet.
Just ask it.
You got some movie questions for me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What television show are you watching right now? Which one do you love?
I'm watching Bloodline.
Oh,
good show.
That's a good show.
That's a good show. Good show.
That's a good show.
Is that Key
That's
West?
a good show. Yeah.
Key Largo.
I'm watching Family Matters. It's a rerun. Don't watch it. So what was your question?
I have other questions before we get you out of here, and Greg Cote does too. What are your greatest regrets? Do you regret in any way? Labor experts said 10-year deals aren't something that you make. So what is it that you regret? Is there anything?
Yeah, I don't know what labor person says that. I know it wasn't a dude who sat in the chair with me. I mean, it's easy to sit in your sit at your university and say, hey, 10-year deals are not good. I'll tell you one thing. If we don't have a 10-year deal, how do we get through COVID? Right? I mean, we were able to leverage the 10-year deal, the length of the deal, to make sure that every player got paid their full salary. A 10-year deal makes it that a collective bargaining agreement is impervious to the owners coming back and taking things away from you. I think that's one of the things. And look, I teach all over the country, and I have healthy debates with law professors and economists and a lot of people who teach. Virtually none of them do. They all teach, and that's great. But when you're sitting in a chair and you understand the unilateral, uninhibited power of owners to take things away from you, let's play it out. You sign a collective bargaining agreement for 5 years. 2 years are great. The third year, somebody opts out. Year 4, you spend all of your money in a war for year 5. You make it through the year 5 deal. Year 6 or year 1 of the new deal, now you're out of money. Year 2, nobody likes the deal anymore. Year 4, what are you? Out of money and unwilling to fight. So one of the things that the long-term deals gave us is the largest, most uninhibited growth of a sports league in history. The year-over-year TV deals that really drive revenue in the National Football League, the length of those deals allowed the league to go in and absolutely crush those television deals, meaning more salary for players, but most importantly, the inability of arming the owners with leverage to take things away from you.
NFL is increasing its international stamp. Goodell refuses to rule out a Super Bowl in London. Smart or bad?
Man, I like London. I mean, I'm not going to go to a Super Bowl, but will I go the week leading up to it and do some fish and chips and maybe see a good movie or a show in London? I'm always there for you, champion. Always there for you.
What movie you think?
But that's good for the league, though, to play a Super Bowl in London, or no?
I mean, don't tell him, but watching a movie in London, it's the same language as watching it in the States.
Fill in the blank here for me. Just quick answers. The owner that I think is the biggest killer is blank.
Biggest killer? Biggest killer, Robert Kraft.
The closest I came to a physical fight with a player was named blank.
Player? Never. There's a strict no touching of D rule.
The angriest a player was with me, his name was blank.
Richard Sherman.
You want to give us the backstory there?
Richard is literally one of the, if not but one of the smartest players that's ever served on the executive committee. And we would have, knockdown, drag out fights. And you know what? I loved every one of it. I did. I loved every one of the fights we had with Richard because he's very passionate. He's very smart. And he's willing to again, go 10 toes to the line. So, there were times when I'm sure I made him absolutely crazy. And I know that one of it was during COVID, and I had to make a really quick decision about moving games because I forget what team it was that we had to move the game from Sunday to Monday or Tuesday because of an outbreak of COVID. I had to do it before I called the executive committee. He was upset about it. He was absolutely right. But it was also a call that I had to make. And so I'm not having any problem with Richard, but man, I'll tell you what now, I'm never getting in a fight with NFL players. Those guys just put you to sleep.
The owner that you came closest to getting into a physical fight with was named?
I mean, probably, I'm not going to kid you. I would have loved to lay a lick on Jerry Richardson when he called me a name at a meeting. I'm not going to speak ill of the dead, but I guess I just did. But, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, if somebody calls you a slur, they deserve a good old country slap, right?
Yep.
He did what?
Called me uppity at a meeting.
In front of people.
It was on his way walking out, and he has a southern drawl. So maybe, first of all, it's hard to understand somebody who talks with marbles in their mouth. Okay, that's the second time I've spoken ill of the dead. I'm not going to make it a third. But yeah, we were at a meeting in, I think we were at the Super Bowl. And it was a meeting where I'd arranged for Peyton Manning to come to a negotiation meeting, which was supposed to be read the book. It's in Turf Wars, read the book. But we were supposed to have a meeting. Literally, it was a meeting just to show the fans and everybody else that we were trying to get a deal done to avoid the lockout. And Jerry Richardson went after Peyton Manning in a way that I consider to be the most condescending conversation I've ever seen between an owner and a player. And the kicker was the meeting devolves. Just the meeting just goes absolutely crazy. And we get done, it's over, everybody kind of stands up and we're walking out and they're walking out, and Jerry Richardson says what Jerry Richardson says to me as I'm walking out next to him. When I turn my back to get back to the table, the players are absolutely apoplectic. And I'm thinking, oh man, these guys are really coming to the defense of D, that he was disrespected the meeting. Oh no, they were all apoplectic because Jerry Richardson was mad at Peyton Manning. So nobody gave a damn about D. Smith. Every player was pissed off that they had disrespected what some would consider the GOAT.
Turf Wars, the fight for the soul of America's game. Good seeing you, DeMaurice. Thank you for making the time for us.
Thank you, buddy. Always a pleasure.
Likewise. Greg, are you done simmering? Are you in a better place? Yeah. Because I have felt the heat off of you throughout the entirety of the last hour.
Happy as a clam. Don't worry about me. Look at my big smiling face.
Clam, you know it.
He knows I'm happy.
Clam, you know it? Clam, you know it is what you offered us.
That's
there.
true.
Is it true?
Yeah, exactly.
I think my favorite part of that was watching DeMaurice's face as Stugotz dismissed people at the start of this. The Hank Stram reference.
I think it was, you watch Superman? Man, am I happy to have Game Time back aboard here on the Le Batard Show because it is football season. As you know, I'm an NFL free agent. I lean towards the Bucs. I will be keeping an eye on the situation in Tennessee. But it's hard to get tickets, especially when you're out of market. So I go to Game Time directly so I can get the lay of the land, panoramic seat
Miami,
views.
Notre Dame this weekend?
I hate guessing when I'm buying NFL tickets. Game Time makes me feel like a pro. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code DAN, that is D-A-N, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Swipe, tap, ticket, go.
I want to update the polls from yesterday and today with Juju, but Greg Cote, Tuesdays are Juju's favorite day. Greg Cote is, I think, his favorite personality around here. Certainly, Juju will have some thoughts on everything that happened today with Greg Cote's laptop, Greg Cote's shirt, Greg Cote wasting bacon. Which one of these things do you want to attack first? Let's attack all of them, Juju.
First off, I want to attack what the hell is wrong with you people? Like, I am disgusted by how y'all treated my big brother today. This is our friend. This is our brother. That was not brotherly love. And dare I say, that wasn't sonly love, Brother Chris. You saw how mad my big brother was. Let's get that laptop in there. As soon as you see that look on his face, y'all playing with my brother, then you got the nerve, Dan, to come out to form your lips and send him to the penalty box.
Yes.
Are you crazy?
Thank you. Thank you.
Team Greg 100%. Wherever the draft is Thursday, I'll still be there.
Thank you.
Go Lobos.
You are always a big supporter of Greg Cote. It's totally reasonable to get that angry about people finding out whether you rank the Dolphins 14th or 17th.
Yes, it is.
How about Greg Cote's shirt? How do you feel about Greg Cote's shirt and the mockery that Greg Cote's shirt has gotten today?
Bevo37 from YouTube says, Greg's shirt is made out of bathroom wallpaper.
an old woman's bathroom wallpaper. It's not even. It ain't a modern person's bathroom. It's somebody from the 1950s.
Right. They also had some stuff for my boy Isner too today. Not that. Somebody from YouTube said that Isner looked like he goes door to door selling doors.
It did look like what he was wearing was permanently starched. It was unbelievably clean. None of that clothes had ever had a wrinkle.
He's on the U.S. Open coverage. He was there 5 minutes later. But, yes, he looks like a door-to-door door salesman.
QC Man 2000 says, Isner looks like a non-racist cop who doesn't approve of what his racist partners are doing.
A little bit starched. Put this on the poll as well, Juju, for later, for tomorrow at Le Batard Show. Does John Isner look like a door-to-door salesman of doors? That can't be a good way to make a living, I don't imagine. Any thoughts on Greg Cote saying that wasting bacon is a crime? Did you say it was a misdemeanor against the arc of humanity, or what did you say?
It's a high misdemeanor. I'm not going to call it a felony, but it's a high misdemeanor on the scale of human misbehavior. You just can't waste bacon.
Yeah, a fine should be attached, which made me think of some things that in life that when you see them happen, they're not crimes specifically, but when these things happen, there should be a fine attached. Come on, man. Arrest this brother, 24 hours.
So what did it make you think of? Like just an assortment of things that should be crimes that are not actually criminal?
Yes, sir. My top 5 list of crimes that should be crimes that aren't crimes, but could be considered a crime if you were a crime lord.
Number 5.
Well said. The Uber driver talking on the phone. Come on, man. $100.
That always bothers me too. I don't know why. Like, it's not really bothering me that they're on the phone, but I'm always just like, they shouldn't be doing this. I don't like this.
Should be
Right.
crime. That's why.
Other OLI, lying on someone or getting caught in a lie. $200. Pay it by Thursday. Number 5, if you're a man and I can see your toes ever, $150.
Even at the beach.
Mm-hmm. Cover
Find
those
some-
boys.
Find some water shoes.
Yep. Number 4, if you're on an airplane and you recline your seat back, sir, tap you on the shoulder, that'll be $300 in court.
Those are good rules.
You're allowed to recline.
What you saying, Zaz?
What's the recline for?
For short
Yeah,
people.
I mean, yeah, when you have someone short behind you, you got a kid behind you, recline away. But if the person behind you is of stature that seems as though you're going to affect this person, hey, man, there's decency here.
Zaz doesn't know.
There is a
Zaz doesn't know.
sadness. There's a sadness when you're on a flight and all of a sudden you just see that chair come back and you're like, okay, I need to adjust now.
Doesn't bother me. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
care.
because you're short.
Number 3, talking on your speakerphone in public.
The worst.
How many years does Stan get?
$400. Number 2, being racist. Let's put a fine on that.
That's a good one.
It's a big one.
That's a good one. Worried about the executive order, but
That's not number
worse
one.
than that.
Well, there's one worse than that. Yes.
Right. And number 1, cutting someone off while they're already talking. Come on, man. Let the brother finish.
Worse than racism.
I
then.
so wanted to cut him off.
Yeah, no.
Number 1. Wow,
In the middle of that.
that's a big one. I was surprised to see that ranked ahead of racism.
We ended racism, though, Dan. It's on the end zones.
What did you think of the argument between Zaz and Billy to open the show about Zaz hating Billy's the customers should get a football break in the middle of the season?
Yeah, bruh. I think I'm on Billy's side, man. Just a league-wide mandated, let's call it Love Day or Wives Day. Because we got 18 straight of them boys and our wives and our girlfriends, they just be there supporting us, getting the sandwiches ready. Okay, I know he's going to sit in the man cave for 19 hours a day. Let me find something to do. Nah, just around week 12, 11, no football today. Today is about her. I love that idea.
I mean, it's interesting that you mentioned the wives there. The NFL, football, there's gambling, there's fantasy.
Here we go.
You know what wives love.
I mean, women can also love the NFL, and
Yeah, I thought of that.
and people can also be married to people who are not women as well. There's that as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan.
Yes, you're
Appreciate
welcome. I'm glad I could provide
Salute
that
to
for
you.
Yes, thank you.
I'm an ally.
I'm an ally. That's right.
Women have feelings.
Yes, women do have feelings. That is correct. None of which are represented by this group of sausage presently in front of me.
Well, thank you for you.
I love women.
Speaking of women, Candace Parker had her jersey retired. What was interesting about that ceremony?
Yeah, it was a great one. This is her second jersey that's been retired this year. The LA Sparks retired it earlier, the number 3 jersey. The news, I mean, it was a great ceremony. Everybody showed up. Kai Copper, she came and, you feel me, like gave a nice little speech. And even though she plays for the Mercury right now, threw on the Chicago stripes for the good old days. But the story from that, Candace Parker had said a couple of things earlier this month or last month about how Angel Reese isn't necessarily ranked, I think, like top 5 players in the W. And so the entire Chicago Sky came out in the shirts, the tribute shirts, and my sister Angel had her jacket zipped up. So that's making a lot of headways right now. And it's like, ooh, spicy. But even though Angel broke the record for double-doubles last night, salute to Angel, but yeah, spicy tea.
By the way, Zazlo, some people have written in that the way that Greg Cote talked to Chris Cote, that is how a father handles the children in his house.
Interesting. I can't tell you last time my son stole anything from me.
At Le Batard Show on the poll, Juju, what do you have in the way of updates going back to yesterday?
Okay. Do the best award shows start with the opening number?
Of course.
70% of the audience says yes, they do. Does the middle name have any clout? 52% of the audience says, yes, it does.
Wow, close.
Speaking of clout, congratulations, Caitlin Clark. Nike revealed her new logo yesterday. I like it. C's, triple C's everywhere. Have you ever used the word rappy cack?
Yeah.
97% of the audience says no, they have not.
Let's start.
Right. Biggest Cowboy star, CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, or Micah Parsons? 54% of the audience says Micah Parsons.
Wow.
Right. Let's take a break from the polls. And also, I want to read this right here. Happy birthday to James Harden. Happy 36th birthday to James Harden. I love you, brother.
Happy birthday to him. I don't care. Good luck.
He's always there for me when I need a shoulder to cry on or just someone to tell secrets. Salute to my brother James. Is wasting bacon a crime that should be punishable by law? 85% of the audience says yes, it is. Does a punt sound like the word punt?
Punt.
88% of the audience says yes, it does.
Thank you.
Punt.
Big win for you. A lot of wins for you today, Cody. You got your computer back. Your son's going to go to the bank and try and deposit that you're threatening to not host your draft party on Thursday.
Punt.
He has them
right.
ranked.
And yeah, and Chris, I heard you had a little ran into some money. Let me borrow a couple $100 from you. Neither here nor there.
It's unknown.
Last poll. Last poll. Can you identify a sleep farter just by looking at them? 80% of the audience says yes, you can, and those are your polls.
Thank you, Juju. Good talking to you. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.